We back? Kyrie, great question. I haven't seen you in a long time. Hope you're doing all right. I would say my favorite Sleep Token song is Take Me Back to Eden or Rain is pretty good. I would say Granite is pretty good. Those are probably my top three. I'm going to drop a link to my Discord, though. I have I have a Discord ready for anybody that wants to get on there. I'm going to pin it to the top of the chat. Look who's back, 2 milli down. That's me. I'm Mr. Down 2 milli. Goddamn Palantir, dude. Of course, that's the one that ends up working out better. Good volume on this 5-minute candle. It pushed up right here. I'd like to see this end up being a rejection candle on the 15, so which means it needs to flush back down in the next 7 or 8 minutes. This 5-minute closes in a minute 45. I didn't see you in here yesterday, Kyrie, but it's good to see you here, though. What's your favorite Sleep Token song? Bud Har's X was good, dude. I'm in one position right now. I'm in Tesla puts for 30 May. Right now down 1.5%. Oh yeah, I got you. They're good. You should listen to more of them. Sleep Token does it for me. Just posted your YouTube in general chat in your Discord. Thank you. I appreciate that, Nugget. Thanks for the 5. Let me pop over to the Discord and make sure that it's working all right. You guys getting this? Pop in the general chat and just say hi if it's working for you. Cool. How about that, huh? Wow, this is nostalgic. I never thought I'd have a Discord again. Not going to lie. Thank you, GU Media. You changed your own life, though, man. I just brought it to your attention. That's all. Eyes, popcorn, drink, chair, good. I'm going to watch popcorn and drink something while I sit and I put my thumb up my butt. That's what that means. Thuggy Charms, if you have a cash account, you can get in and out of trades as long as the cash is settled, which means, you know, if I start every single day with right now, my account had $960 in it starting today, since I was down 40 yesterday. That means that I can take trades up to $960. So far I put $270 into 2 Tesla contracts. Subtract that from 960, and I still have a good amount of settled funds to play with. Like, I'll give you the exact amount, I suppose. I still have $688 of settled cash. So if I see something else that I like intraday and I want to take it, as long as the cash is settled, I can trade it. And your cash settles by the next day. So getting out of these, if I got out of these puts today, I'd have the funds available to trade again tomorrow. Quick look at Palantir. I like Palantir short. That's what I'll say. I think you got a head and shoulders look right now. Right now on Tesla, this is looking like almost a fake breakout of this bear flag. Like a fake invalidation. But this needs to sell off for that to be true. Nope, I'm not going to leverage. my entire portfolio for a trade. I'll say that much. I'm willing to risk about a quarter right now. I mean, if I had $10,000, I'm probably not going to trade 2,500 every trade, right? If I had 10 grand in my account, I'd probably take like $1,000 or a $1,200 trade. So my risk tolerance will go down. Like as I have more money, I'm going to protect that money better. But I'm willing to take more risk with less money. I don't think you need to take as much risk when your portfolio is bigger. You can avoid the pattern day trading rule, Cossie, by having a cash account. That's how I avoid it. That's a good look. I like this a lot. 50-minute candle closes like that, and I'm pretty happy, camper. That would bode well for my puts. Puts are up 0.69%. We just haven't gotten a move yet. I mean, this is still just chopping around bullshit. If you end up starting to get a move, man, you're going to start looking real nice. SPY's still in the top of this little bear flag look right here. I keep an eye on this. If you actually want to take a stab at SPY puts, I think this is a great spot to enter. And you can make this such an easy trade. If you just want to channel trade, you'd say, hey, enter here, look to exit here. It could be so easy. You could take a 0 DTE and play it that way. Risk a break above. I mean, I wouldn't take a 0 because if you take a 0 and you're wrong, you're going to be down 40% by the time it gets back up here. But you can play a 1 or a 2. Yes, Tesla, die. My apologies, Casey. I didn't mean to pronounce your name wrong. I think cash settles depending on how you're trading. I know that options settle next day. I always have settled funds in my account by the day after I take a trade. I'll be right back. Come here, Doji. Come here. Come here. All right, whatever. Nothing exciting to say about Tesla quite yet. Trade hasn't really played out. Still waiting. I got 277.5 for 30 May on Tesla. My entry price was 136. Right now it's trading at 140. So I'm up 2.9%. Nothing crazy. Can you guys see me okay? Can you drop a 1 if the feedback is good? Is it choppy this time around? Oh, that's so much better. I asked that question earlier and I didn't get a response. And I was like, fuck, this stream is over. Must have crashed. Contracts up 2.9%. DF, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. It took me a while. I'm not going to lie. I didn't want to come back right away. There's a reason that I didn't come back for years. I didn't come back for years because my confidence was absolutely destroyed. I mean, you could probably imagine. Put yourself in my shoes. Say that you made $2 million over the course of like a year and a half and you lost all of it. What do you think that would do to your brain? You'd want to fucking kill yourself, that's for sure. That's pretty tough. That's pretty tough on the brain, dude. It took me a while to get out of that mindset. Palantir still looks great if you're short. SPY, I think you're at least going to come back down to the top of this channel right here. And if you break it, then you're looking real exciting. You can start looking at those pre-market lows. I'm glad I'm back too, Great Ape. It's good to be here. Just want to do things smarter this time and differently this time because there was a lot of people who believed in me and put their faith in me, and I feel like I let a lot of people down, and I don't want to do that this time around. I want to earn what I want, and I want to get out of debt, and I know that's something I have to work really fucking hard for, man. That's going to take some work. 1K to 1M. That'd be crazy, man. I'm not gonna plan on that. That's crazy. Maybe over the course of some time. Let's bring this to 10,000 first, huh? 1 to 10K would be pretty cool. I'm definitely a lot calmer than I used to be. You're correct about that. I don't want to be a hype man. My Subway order, what was I ordering back then? Now my favorite go-to order at Subway is probably footlong on Italian herbs and cheese. I get the Italian herbs because I like to have the bread hold my shit together because I always get double steak. I get double steak, and then I add pepperoni to it, and then I get pepper jack cheese toasted, and I do pickles, Parmesan cheese, lettuce, salt and pepper, Baja Chipotle, or whatever the fuck they call it now. And that's it. I'm not a huge vegetables guy, so I don't get all the peppers and spinach and all that garbage. Because I just think it takes away from the sandwich. But the problem is, man, that order cost me like $22 somehow. Like, how am I paying $22 for my sub, man? How is my sub $22, ma'am? What happened to $5 footlongs, Jimmy? Tesla position's up 5.8% right now. Dude, the fact that $5 footlongs are 20 bucks now is silly. Granted, I know I get double steak and then I add meat, so that definitely takes away from it. But, dude, like how? How am I paying so much? I just don't go to Subway like I used to. Now, if you just did exactly what I said, which you shouldn't do, you should do whatever you want to do. But if you just shorted the top of this channel and wrote it down to the bottom of this channel, you can get out now. I mean, that is your trade. Easy money. You don't even have to think about that. And now if you don't think it's going to break down, you can buy calls and write it back to the top. If you do think it's going to break down, you can hold it and wait. Tesla kind of, or not Tesla, Titan kind of keeps on his own, but he's here. Titan's chilling. He's around here somewhere. That was a great ham sandwich, man. I love that thing. It's easy. I get a little bit of mayo. I spread it on some whole wheat bread, put some ham in there, and I got Colby Jack cheese that I just slice up with a knife, put it in there. Pretty easy. I'm just watching Tesla right now because that's the position that I have. I want to see this 15-minute candle close underneath these wicks because this is kind of a tweezer bottoms right here. You close beneath these wicks and beneath pre-market low, and then when the knife begins, then we can have some real fun. This 15 minutes ugly as fuck, though. I mean, if you're a bull right now, you should be a little bit worried. This is looking a lot like a Head & Shoulders that wants to play out. Looking a lot like it. All right, Tesla, come on now, pay me. Daddy wants to get a $5 candy bar. I wish I was exaggerating, man, but it feels like you can't get anything for less than $5 these days. I lied, actually. They've got gas stations here in Fayetteville or in North Carolina in general. Circle K. Now, Circle K I don't like as much as Quick Trip in the Midwest. I don't know how many people from the Midwest have been to a Circle K or a Quick Trip, but you all know they're the king of gas stations. They are amazing. The donuts they have, ooh, next level. But Circle K has $1 and I think it's 6 or 7 cent big gulps, which is like a 64-ounce cup, and you can get whatever drink you want. And I always get like 3/4 strawberry lemonade, 1/4 Sprite. Here we go. Pay attention to the volume here. Volume is starting to pick up, and that's a really good green flag for us in our puts. Volume picking up is a great sign. Look at this. If you get follow through here and the volume picks up even more than this last 5-minute candle, I'm going to feel real excited about this short. We're up 12% now. Did I mess up? Out of my puts and into him's calls. I think I think you might be a little early. I think you might be jumping the gun. I don't see a structure that tells me that I should switch right now. I mean, what I see here is hard knife and an H. Like, more downside would not surprise me here. Granted, I haven't looked at, the grand scheme of the chart. You got a little bit of support here, but I think you have better support probably here at like 52.40. But I wouldn't be surprised if you get a little bit of a reaction right here at 53.60 or so. Die, Tesla, die. Who was laughing at my put idea? I knocked over my cup because I was too excited. What's profit target? I'm glad you asked. If this gets the move I think it's going to get, it's not going to be a small one. This is a neckline, which means if this is a real breakdown, I think you can come down at least to here. At least 323. And if 323 doesn't hold, I think you're at least looking at trying to defend the gap at 314. So if you come down to 323, you're looking at another 12-point move down. So you could be down 7% on the day if this actually ends up happening. And let me tell you, I mean, you got the look. You got a topping look here on a rising wedge-esque. And this is easier to see with extended hours off. Extended hours off, this is a rising wedge for sure. And then off of that, including extended hours on the 15-minute time frame, bear flag. And now you're breaking down out of the bear flag after another little mini bear flag. I mean, there's nothing to me that's screaming this should go up right now. In the short term, right? I'm looking at this short term, which is why, I'm in the trade that I'm in. Puts are up 16%. If you got weeklies, you'd probably be up 150% by this point. I'm not playing weeklies because that's just not my risk tolerance. I'm looking at this like, hey, I'm expecting a big move, and this might take time to play. So I'm not going to get puts that expire tomorrow. But they're up 16% right now, $41. If we crack beneath and hold beneath pre-market low on the 15-minute, which will close in the next 6 minutes, then I will not take profits yet. If it wicks back above, I'm getting out of one con. Closes beneath, and I think you're going to get the move that I'm expecting. Oh, dude, weeklies are so scary, man. If I'm in weeklies, I am in and out. I want to be, you got to be so quick with weeklies if you're actually managing risk. You got to be I'm trying to think of the right word. You got to be really timing your entries extremely well. Like, execution matters so much when you're playing weeklies. If you're not just gambling. I mean, if you want to buy weeklies and you're just taking a lotto, like, hey, I'm okay if this burns to the ground, be my guest, man. Do what you got to do. But if you're actually trading and you have a plan and you're trying to follow a plan, you gotta really time your shit really well. Look at this volume on the downtick, by the way. Beautiful volume on that downtick. Increase from the previous 5-minute candle. That looks like a breakdown. This looks very legitimate. And the 15-minute, I think, is probably shaping up the same way. If this 15-minute volume is higher than the previous 15-minute and we close beneath pre-market lows, I think this looks fantastic for some knife, for a good knife down. I'm happy to hear that, Master. Good stuff, man. I mean, weeklies are cheap, so I understand why people buy them. It does cost more to buy these contracts a couple weeks out. But I just would rather make less money and have less risk. Make things move a little bit slower so you're not blowing up your account. That's what works for me. Do what you got to do, though. What about dailies? Are we gambling? Not if you have a plan. Not if you have a good stop. I mean, SPY 0 DTEs, I don't know. Those are so, like, you got to get in at the exact right time with those. Yeah, Unfound Warrior, you can hang out here whenever you want, man. Do your thing. We're just chilling. I'm in a Tesla short right now. It's up 8%. Of course, you're getting a reaction right here. And you did get a reaction at the top of this, or the bottom of this bear flag. Doesn't look like it wants to follow through, though. That's a pretty nasty rejection so far. I would love to see this 15-minute candle close beneath pre-market lows. Right now, we're above, but you still got another 3 minutes on this candle. It could very easily wick down. Not stressing yet. How can I join the Discord? The pinned link doesn't seem to work. Is the pinned link not working, guys? It looks like it works to me. You stupid donkey. Why can't you be more like Palantir? Oh, I wasn't calling you a stupid donkey, Master. I was talking to Tesla. I'm sorry. Misinterpretation. You got a Gorilla Gang sweater, huh? I still think there's more downside for Tesla. Right now, although, you are getting a rejection here off those pre-market lows. So it's not following through fantastic. I mean, I would have really enjoyed some more follow through here. That 15-minute candle, with the volume that it has, looks like buyers are stepping in to defend pre-market lows for now. You do have 1 minute and 8 seconds left for it to do something. These cons are moving kind of weird. I was up 4% up here, and now I'm up 4% down here. But then when I opened it, I was down 4% here, and then I was up 4%. The IV is moving kind of strange. No, I don't believe me, man. If I'm up $100, I'm taking profit on that. I wasn't up 100 though. I'm up 5 right now. The most I was up so far was 40. Man, I am sweaty right now. This could just be a retest too, though, like somebody in chat just said. I wouldn't stress yet. To me, this chart is still not a great look. It's just holding on for dear life. I mean, if it cracks beneath this, you're getting a big move down. So it doesn't surprise me buyers are trying to hold it right now. Oh, yeah, I probably should get rid of the Filthy Ape Lounge, huh? All right, that's gone. IV up is good. High IV, especially if you get in for low IV, this means you're making more money. What is the SPY doing? Probably bouncing. Yeah. Man, freaking go figure. I really thought Tesla was going to be weaker between the two. I was deciding between either a Tesla short or a Palantir short, and Palantir's definitely gotten the weaker move. I wouldn't call this necessarily even a day trade. I might hold this overnight. It'll just depend on how the candles look by the end of the day. Tesla is beyond overvalued. Waymo and Baidu are way ahead in the robo-taxi race. Robotics are what Boston Dynamics does best. Auto sales way down. I think Tesla is going to go to all-time highs again, to be honest. But I do think it's due for a correction. That doesn't mean that it's going to die. But if we're looking on the daily, I think you're going to set a higher low. I would like this 5-minute candle to close underneath this 337.30 level. Ideally. That's your neckline of this head and shoulders look. Are Tesla and Yesler the same company? Tesla and Tesla? I've never heard of Tesla. I don't know if that's just Tesla, but you're saying at the end instead of a. I don't know how many trades I'm going to make today. I'm going to trade whenever I think there's a nice setup. Tesla not following through here is pretty annoying, though. I'm not going to lie. Here's a downtrend to pay attention to. Yeah, you can call me Master Roshi if you want. I don't think I look a whole lot like that, but, you know, that's cool. Whatever you want to say. Delayed noise, what's good? Hope you're doing well. I do plan on just trading options. I don't really like trading penny stocks that much. I mean, if I have more money, if I had 100 grand in my account, I would trade shares on some things, you know. But it's really hard to make money on shares when you've got $1,000. I mean, you need to have a pretty substantial move to make some good cash. So I'd rather trade the names that I know decently well. Like I feel like I watch Tesla quite a bit. I watch Nvidia quite a bit. I watch Palantir quite a bit. SPY quite a bit. Meta some. I watch MSTR a good amount. I'd rather trade the names that I know. SPY is bullish right now. You think so? Let me turn extended hours off. What do you think this looks like? I don't know. Maybe it's even easier to see with this on. I don't know. My 2 cents. $15-minute candle close in the next 10 minutes. Positions up 2.9%. I haven't taken profits on anything yet. It just doesn't give me the move that I want. I want a trending move, and I think you're going to get it relatively soon. I'm willing to wait to see it happen. Zin to a tin. Does Nike look good? Yeah, I suppose I can look at this. Actually, yeah. Intraday, Nike looks fantastic, man. For some fucking reason. What the heck? What's up with this? Oh, it's just bouncing off a good level. Yeah, I mean, that makes some sense. Looks like it just filled the gap and now it's pushing. That's actually a really strong look, man. That doesn't look bad at all. In fact, I'd say it looks like a flag. Looks like you ripped super damn hard and now you're flagging. I mean, I would take profits for sure. If you bought down here and now you're up here and you're thinking, should I keep holding? You could, but I would definitely lock in a little bit at the top of this trend line right there. Thank you for the 20B puck. I appreciate you, man. Always appreciate the transparency. Highly suggest streaming on Twitch as well as promoting a Patreon style platform. I've always come for the entertainment. You might as well capitalize on those who are willing to donate. See, I appreciate that, and I want to get back on Twitch, actually. Like, I don't disagree with you there, but I don't think I want to do a Patreon-style platform again. That made me feel grimy. When I run a Patreon, like, let's say that I do a Discord with a Patreon attached, and people are paying to be in the server, I need to provide enough value to justify people paying for it. Because it's a business, right? In a business, you are paying for an exchange of service. Like, if I'm paying $10 a month, I expect $10 a month of value. And if I'm paying $50, I expect $50 a month of value, right? $200 a month of value. But I work a full-time job, man. Like, this isn't what I'm doing full-time. Like, I'm not on YouTube for a living. If I was to, I'll pull it up and I'll show you because I have nothing to hide. I'll be transparent about how much I've made from YouTube so far. I can't live full-time off of my YouTube income right now. Like, that's for sure. This isn't the same as when I was, doing YouTube during the AMC days. So far since I've been back, and this is nothing to sneeze at. Like, I'm very happy. Don't call me ungrateful right now because I'm not. But since I've come back, I made $648, and that's been over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days, right? So 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. That would mean if I multiply that by 5 for 30 days in a month, if that's what I average, right? Let's just take 6, 12, 18, 24, 3,000 plus 50 times 5. Would be $3,250, right? That's slightly less than I make at my full-time job. I mean, my full-time job, I probably make like $4,000 to $4,500 a month as a server. So I can't do this full-time, right? I would need to make dramatically more money than I am right now, and even still, it doesn't feel right because I know that I can make more money if I work my job and I do YouTube at the same time. But I don't think I can work my job, do YouTube at the same time, and provide value for a Discord. Because if I'm doing that, for me, what my standards would be is, okay, I need to be able to sit at charts and watch them the entire day, every single day, give my thoughts on shit all day, every single day. I mean, that's what the best trading Discords are doing. They're in there the whole day. They're analyzing markets the whole day, and then for hours after market closes, and for hours before market opens. And I can't provide you that kind of value right now. Now, if I did YouTube full time and I'd been profitably trading for months and months on end, maybe I feel comfortable about that. But guys, I'm just trying to get to the point where I'm consistently making money. Like, I'm not even doing that for myself right now. Once I'm at that point, maybe. But that doesn't feel right. I don't want to do that. I appreciate the advice. I appreciate you telling me, like, hey, make your bag. I want to make money, man. Believe me. I mean, that's why I'm here. My number one reason I came back to YouTube, don't get it twisted. I'm not going to pretend like I just came back for the vibes. I came back because I need to make fucking money. I do. I got to get out of debt, and I want a bigger shovel. But I'm not going to get a Discord and a Patreon linked up with it. It doesn't sit right in my brain. I want to make money in a way that feels respectable to me, and that doesn't feel respectable to me. Now, if you guys want to donate and chat, I'm okay with that. I'm not telling you to do anything. You're never going to hear me say donate to me. I don't give a fuck if you do or not. I'll stream for 30 days straight if you don't donate. But I'm not going to do a paid Discord. I'm just not. How did I get in debt so bad? Two big things. Number one, I didn't pay taxes on any of the money that I made. Number two, I was living paycheck to paycheck, which is stupid because at the time I was making just ridiculous money, like between 30 and 50 grand a month some months, But I would piss through that money and then I would borrow from people, which is just dumb. I mean, there's no other way to say that than I was just being a degenerate loser. I was being a bum, making really bad decisions. Like, I have absolutely nobody to blame but myself. Like, I was just a fucking gambling fiend. I was just being a moron. There's nothing else to say than that. I was just being a moron. Tesla, you're kind of pissing me off. Spy must be near the top of that bear flag now. And it is. Listen, if you did exactly, I'm painting this out for you. Buy puts here, sell puts here. Buy calls here, sell calls here. This would have been a 2 for 2. You would have been 2 for 2 on these trades. I wonder if you can rinse and repeat here. Rejection of some sort. I think it makes sense to do the exact same thing again. Buy puts here, sell puts here. Keep your stop above the trend line. I mean, shit, maybe I'll even take a stab at that. I'm going to have some SPY puts pulled up on my phone. I'm not going to play 0 DTEs, though. Maybe a 1. And I'm not going to take a large position. $583 puts, 1 day to expiration. Trades at 126. I'd probably take one of those. I'd like to see it get up closer to the trend line, though. I don't want to buy right here. I want to see it up here and get a rejection candle of some sort. Not going to take it unless I get that. Tesla doesn't look bad, though. Don't want this hourly candle to close like that, but you do have some time. You have 32 minutes. You should get a 15-minute candle close here in about 1:10, and that looks nice. This is a nice reaction off of what looks like a bottoming candle for puts, for bears. Like it to close closer to the bottom if it can. Wired Ape says it sounds like a rush trade, my SPY idea. That's just what I said earlier, man. I mean, I said, hey, if you reject here, I'd look to take puts and get out of them here. If you reject here, I'd look to take calls and get out of them here. I mean, I'm just playing the channel. You would have been 2 for 2 if you played that system. You would have been actually 4 for 4 if you bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here, bought here, sold here. I mean, you could just rinse and repeat. It's just a channel, the level that's being respected. Nick Pop! Dude, he was in my class. Graduating class of 2015. Hell yeah. Drop some W's in the chat for Nick Pop. He is the coolest dude. Man, let me say, got just the most eccentric personality ever. When I came back up to Minnesota for my 10-year high school reunion, we went to a local bar in town called 10 Spot. And we sat and ate some burgers and talked for a couple hours. And man, what a homie. I'm a big fan of Nick Pop. What's this kind of looking like it's shaping up as right now, guys? Palantir. Oh, I wonder what this fib retrace is. Ooh. Oh, gosh. If this plays, you need to reject. I mean, I wouldn't get excited until it rejects, but it definitely looks like it could be something like this. Did Tesla print? Not yet. Still sitting in it. Literally at break even right now. I would have liked this better if it was a red candle close. That's not fantastic. But it's not bad considering the candle we got before. Still have the same stop. Still just waiting. It hasn't made the move that I want. It's holding up on this neckline right here. Major support level. Stefan is going to be here. Will Uncle Adam ever come back from the store with milk? That's the question, isn't it? Now, if this 5-minute looks like that, man, risk like this. Target here. That's a risk reward of 3. I'm going to wait for this 5-minute candle to close before I make a decision. Mama Brooke, I'm glad that you made your losses back. That's good. No, I'm not in them right now. I'll tell you. I want to see the 5-minute candle close. I want to see if this looks like a rejection. I'm not going to jump the gun. 2 minutes and 20 seconds left on it. I do got to pee, though, so I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, see, this is why I wait. You got to wait for these candle closes. Tesla position down 4%. If it sets up something like this, I'm going to get out. If it sets up an inverse head and shoulders, I'll get out and I'll look for a better entry. I consider this about probably your neckline. Jack Geek, thanks for the 20, man. I appreciate you. Welcome back, sir. GME sold 100 of the 16 May 28 calls for 125. Wait it out or close them for 25 cents. Methinks close them and take profit. I'm not going to tell you what to do, but that is a pretty heavy rejection. They expire 16 May, so tomorrow. You have an aggressive strike price. That's what I'll say. And the hourly right now is looking a little bit bottomed out. I'll wait and see how the hourly candle closes probably. But if the hourly candle closes like this, I probably wouldn't stay in it. I would take my profits. But you got to do what's best for you. Make your own decisions. Yeah, but if Tesla sets up an inverse head and shoulders on the neckline right here, I don't want to be in the way of that. I will look to try and get back into my put position because I still think this is going to happen, man. There's no reason for me to think otherwise based on this look still. The hourly candle is setting up a hammer, though. And I'd like to see that get invalidated. Yeah, SPY, glad I didn't take that. You got to wait for the candle close. So no trade here. It was a setup, just didn't get it. Didn't get a good candle for the look. SPY, next place I'd probably be looking would be this upper trend line right here, which you're very quickly approaching. Actually, you're just kind of rejecting off of it right now. The account is at $952.36. So far, I'm down $48. This is my third trading day. First day, I made $5. Second day, I lost 45, I want to say. And today, I've taken one trade. It's down 2%. I haven't closed. All right, now this is what I don't want. Do not want this inverse head and shoulders look. Want to see this breakdown. Nick, thanks for the 20, man. Love you, brother. It was great to catch up. Thanks for buying me the Diet Coke. You didn't need to pay me $20 for the Diet Coke, man. I appreciate that, though, man. What a homie. Big W's in the chat. Oh, that's a good look. Like that a lot. This should set up a nice 15-minute candle if that's how it closes. If you can get a rejection candle here on SPY, this isn't a bad spot to take some risk either. You just risk a break above. You have to keep a tight stop. This is so important, guys. I cannot understate this. If I say I think that I would play puts here, it's with the understanding that if I'm wrong, I will get out of my position, right? I know for a fact that I'm not going to ruin my life. I'm not going to blow up my account if I take this trade, because if it invalidates, meaning that my trade is no longer valid, I'll get the fuck out of the way. Like if it pushes up and you do one of these, you get out. You can't stay in, right? So have a plan. It is so important to have a plan. You cannot just blindly take trades and say, well, it could come back down. I can't get out. I can't get out. Because let's say that you do exit and then it does come back down. You can get back in. You can always get back into your trade. Like if it does one of these, I get stopped out, but it's just it ends up being a faded move. It's a sweep. And you do one of these, you can get back in right here. You don't have to just sit out of the trade, right? But be careful. Thank you, Freedom Fighter. I do want to learn from my mistakes. I think there were a lot of things I could have done better when I did YouTube the first time, and I am trying to be better. I really am. I recognize myself that people do have good reasons. Like the people who are upset with me and who will never watch my stuff again, I think that they have just as much reason to be upset with me as you guys do to support me. Like it goes both ways. It goes both ways for sure. There's 1 minute left on this 5-minute candle, but if this is how it closes, I'm going to take a stab. $584 puts I'm looking at, 1 DTE. They're trading at 130. I would grab one con, only because this is a really short expiration and I don't want to over leverage on this trade. I'm going to wait for this 30 seconds. I want to see the 5-minute candle close because in the last 30 seconds, if you push all the way up here and I entered here, then I don't like the setup anymore. I want the setup to make sense. Target would be this bottom trend line down here for what it's worth. Well, I suppose first here. First would be this trend line. All right, I'm taking a stab. In at 134. It is a 1 DTE 584 put. This I'm going to watch very closely. I'm going to be ready to get out of this very fast. I've got it pulled up on my phone because this is just easier to get in and out really quick. Stop is a 5-minute break above that trend line. Break and hold. Like if a 5-minute candle closes above, that will be my stop out. Right now, the position down 6%. $8. Reason I'm size small. Get another interaction right here. Man, it is warm in here. I am sweaty. Sorry if it looks like I got sweat beat down my forehead. It's because I am. My HVAC is broken in my house, and it costs like $10,000 to replace, so I just have a couple of window units keeping the upstairs cool. This was a high volume rejection right here. But if you get a high volume breakout, it's not going to matter. Setup is only as good as its follow through. This is a trade that I would take every time I see it, though. Rejection candle at a major trend line is a good opportunity. You are above it right now. I'm going to wait for the candle close unless it gets super far removed. Right now, the position's down 10%. Why am I wearing a flannel shirt? It's just whatever I wore. Two minutes left. Volume is pretty decent so far. If this is where it closes, I won't stay in. I can always get back in. Want to see it close underneath. That's what you do for a living? Man, every guy that's come out and looked at my HVAC just says that I need a new one. The system's like 20 years old, 25. Minute 13, minute 12. SPY is at even on the day. Nothing special going on with Tesla right now. Want to watch this real close. Yeah, that's what I think too, Nick. I just need to get a new system. I don't know a whole lot about HVAC, man, so I can't even tell you what's wrong with it with certainty. $23. This is higher volume, man. This could be a breakaway candle. 10. Close is going to be big. That's good enough for me to get out of the way. I'll take another stab at it if it re-enters. 5 minute closes back underneath and it's a harsh sell-off. I'm going to get right back in. But I'm not going to get in the way of if this is a breakout. The volume was higher. I played a high volume rejection, but the volume breakout was higher than the rejection. So you just got to be smart. Got it at 130, got out at 119. So an $11 loss. Have your stops set. You need to be smart with your stops. Don't just blindly hold trades. You need to have a plan. I would have been down probably 15% now at 16, 17, somewhere in there at that point. I wouldn't say this is set up your inverse head and shoulders yet. So far, it's done this. Bing, 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 bing. If it comes down here and does one of these, then I'll look to re-enter in a better spot. Hey, Freedom Fighter, I'm glad you're making money, man. Myself personally, I don't like buying calls at resistance, but it doesn't matter. You know, you're the one that the last person that the last laugh is the guy who's making money. So if you made money, you get the last laugh, man. I'm not gonna talk shit. Brook Ape was good. Glad I got out. This is why you got to have stops, guys. That's just a clean breakout as of now. Tesla not doing a whole lot off of that, though. Palantir just kind of V-shaping. That definitely invalidated the flag look. Sitting at the 618 right now. Trend is your friend. I agree with you, Wired. On the hourly, though, you did break trend. I think that's important to note. You've re-entered it, so that's like something. Pay attention to that. But you did break trend today. No, I don't think you're being a smartass, Freedom. I really don't take any offense, I promise you. Mama Brooke, thank you for the 10. I appreciate that. Trey, it'd be great to teach the different stop, limit, loss techniques and how to use them with any brokerage. I got you, for sure. I do everything manually, but you can just set stops on your brokerage so that it automatically gets you in and out of positions depending on what's happening. I'm not against that. I can do a video like that. Drop ones in the chat if you'd like to see something like that. I can definitely put it together. It is possible to sell puts on a stock without even owning it. Yeah, you just have to have the cash. Or you can sell naked if you don't have the cash, but that's risky as fuck, and I don't recommend it. Troy, what's good? Yeesh. Dip buyers going crazy today. I still wouldn't say that you've had a very aggressive rejection by bears yet. They haven't stepped in aggressively as of yet, for sure. Holding up pretty strong. And invalidated this bear flag look. You're at the neckline of this inverse head and shoulder setup. That could play out. Yeah, I would not recommend selling naked puts. Volume is increasing on Tesla. It's worth noting here. And it's increasing on a buy candle, on a green one. If this closes as a rejection candle, I wouldn't mind the higher volume. Doesn't look like it did that, though. What's the 15-minute shaping up like? Man, these are so wicky. These just don't look like super strong green candles to me. Break above the trend line. I think you're coming right back up here to pre-market high. Today's workout, hamstrings. On Tuesday, I think I did arms and shoulders. Yesterday, I did back and chest. Today is hamstrings. Hamstrings is probably my least favorite training day. It's my least favorite because it's one that I struggle with. Hamstrings is probably my weakest muscle group. Then I would argue my next weakest muscle group is my arms. Then I would probably say my shoulders. Then I would probably say my chest. Then I would probably say my back. My back is probably my best asset. Man, I am too warm. I gotta get out of this shirt. I'll be right back. Jeez. So glad I got out of the way of that. This looks like a invalidated head and shoulders look, man. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and it just is cranked ever since. Tesla not moving alongside it, though, is definitely interesting. Palantir rejecting off the 618. NVIDIA is still not at intraday highs, hanging out just beneath pre-market highs. If the 15-minute candle shaped up as some sort of major rejection, that wouldn't look bad for bears. As of now, though, it could set up a cup and handle, so pay attention to this. Very similar to what you got yesterday, to be honest. I don't do abs whatsoever, no. I probably should, though. My abs aren't great right now. I'm definitely a little fat. We'll get off the chart and I'll show you. This is not like the most shredded I've ever been in my entire life. I've been bulking up for like 30 pounds or so now. And this is where I'm sitting. Which isn't like awful, but I definitely don't have a six-pack right now. Definitely got a little bit of a one-pack going. What we got on the 15? 15s look really strong on SPY. Hourly looks really strong on SPY. Right now, you're just underneath highs of the last 2 days. That's going to act as some sort of resistance, so I pay attention to that. About here. Come on. Y'all would have been toast. That's why you have to have stops, man. You got to get out of your way. I was playing a rejection. If it doesn't reject, it's going to break out. And if this is a real breakout with volume on it, you're going to get smoked. You gotta protect your money. People are probably laughing, right? The first 3 days of my trading challenge, my account's at 1,000 and now it's at 937. You're probably laughing, man. But I am actually real happy with how things are going because even though my trades haven't been working out, I'm not blowing my account up. I lost 4% yesterday. And if the account closed as it is right now today, I'd be down 2.5%. But all it takes is being right about a couple of trades, you know? No, I'm not talking about you, Heel Toe Cam. I think the people in the chat are cool. You guys are awesome. But I get Twitter notifications. I know there are people who watch my shit, they don't say nothing, and they just hating. That definitely happens. But we're in the business of fund management. You just got to make sure you're not losing too much. Like if my losses aren't crazy, but my wins are great, then we'll be fine. I just want to catch this move. Catch this move up on Tesla. I think the bigger move is down, personally. If it invalidates this look, going long makes sense. If you invalidate this look, I think you're probably coming up. Like, there's definitely a case for it, and I understand. If you invalidate this look, I think you can come up to 358. I think that's very reasonable. I think that is a very reasonable thought. I'm not going to disagree with you. So I'm obviously paying attention to trend, which is why I'm saying if it breaks my risk, I'm going to get out of my way. I'm going to try to get in at a better position, right? I'm playing just based on the look that I have right now. But if there's new information, I'm going to play with my new information. IMO, I think your bearish case is valid, but I feel like you were too early. We'll find out. We shall see. SPY sets new highs, and I think that's going to definitely incentivize Tesla to go up some more. So this is why I've got my plan. I've got my stops. I'm going to be careful. Right now, my position's down 2%. I bought 30 May contracts for a reason, because I want to give myself time on this position, because I don't think it has to happen today. And if my trade's not invalidated today, then I'm going to give it time. I don't have the stomach for short trades less than 30 days till expiry. I've been making 200 to 700 a week. You're doing better than me. Hell yeah. I think I'm going to go get something to drink here pretty soon. Starting to feel a little thirsty. I am not. Well, I guess I am playing a little crypto. I do have some Zin coin. Let's see how my Zin coin's doing today. Where are all my fellow Zin lovers at? My Zin coin's down 10% actually. Fuck Zin. Why Zin coin instead of other ones? Because I like Zin, man. Buy stuff you like. Listen, don't act like for a second people buy crypto, shit coins, for any other reason than the meme, right? Why would Fart Coin run? Just because it's funny. I bought Zin coin because I think Zin's cool. That's literally the only reason. Now, I'm not going to put my life savings into it. Like, if I lose that money, I'm okay losing it. I put in there what I'm okay watching go to nothing. But that's my only reason. Zin is the way. My 36-year-old son went into a deep depression after losing big. It's gambling, so he can't touch stocks. The line is very fine, man. The line between gambling and trading is very fine. It's a fine line. So I understand what you're saying. I'm sorry to hear that. You have a 36-year-old son, though? That's crazy. How old are you then? You don't look that old. Yeah, I mean, this is what I was talking about on NVIDIA. If it gives you this cup and handle look, I think you've got an upside opportunity. It's shaping up right now. I mean, this is almost identical to yesterday, guys. Almost identical. Cupped, handled. I mean, Tesla's not going to go down while the stock market's ripping, guys. There's a reason Tesla is like sitting where it is right now. SPY has made a freaking disgusting move. I mean, for the last 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 minutes, it's just been going up. You went from 585 to 588. So the fact that Tesla is still trading in this range is actually like, it's relatively weak compared to the rest of the market, for sure. I don't plan on taking any additional trades off stream. No, I'd like to take all my trades on stream. My son's wife didn't know how bad his stock gambling was. Only I knew. It was heartbreaking. He wanted to end things. It was that bad. Gambling stocks isn't worth it. You don't got to tell me that. I'm not trying to diminish what you're saying. I'm just saying that I understand the feeling because I have been your son. When I was losing money on YouTube, guys, when I was gambling, the majority of my gambling was on options, and I didn't trade for years after that. It took me a long time to feel like I can maybe take another stab at it. Took many. I mean, it took years. And after I quit, there was a solid year where I wanted to kill myself. And I'm not just saying that to make, oh, boo-hoo, I feel so bad for you. It was just how it was. I mean, after I quit YouTube, I sat at home and I didn't get a job for a year, and I just looked out the window. Every day I thought, why am I alive? Why am I here? I'm broke, and I have nearly $1 million in debt. I hope he didn't get himself into debt because of it. Fingers crossed your son didn't cross into that territory. But it's a humbling experience, man. And this was maybe fucked up, and like I wish that it wasn't the way my life went, but it is. That was the first time that I'd really been truly humbled in my life. Because for most of it, any time that I was faced with a challenge, I learned inherently that if I work hard, I can overcome it. And I know there's going to be people who say, you can always overcome anything. But sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can work really hard, but you're just still not going to get where you want to go. And even though I was putting in the time and the effort, the discipline side of things, that gambling scratch that I made for myself was so strong that it just didn't matter. Like I could tell myself 10 times in the mirror, you will exit here, you will exit here, you will exit here, you will exit here. And it didn't matter because my ego was so big. I was like, I just would tell myself, there's no fucking way I'm wrong. I can't believe this. And I would just dig myself these holes, you know? So the line is very fine. And that is why I treat my stops so religiously now, because I can never, ever, ever allow myself to end up back in a spot where I'm gambling instead of trading again. Like I would much rather have 2 or 3 bad weeks in a row of trading where I'm taking these small 5%, 10%, 12%, 15% losses than to hope. Like let's say my stock, my trade runs down 30%, but then it swings back green 10% or 20% and I get out. That's not trading. You just got lucky. You just gambled. You know, that's an awful risk to reward ratio. You risked a 3 to make a 1. You know what I mean? Like you can't do that. So I would rather have a couple bad stretches of trading, but I'm actually trading than to be lucky gambling. I just cannot put myself in that shoe ever again. And you shouldn't put yourself there either if you can control it. Hostile Takeover says, don't gamble, the gambler. Take it for what it is, man. Take it from a guy who's done it. That's all I'm saying. It doesn't lead down a nice path. My trades are not the problem. It's my ego not letting me take a single or a double and thinking I need to be the home run leader. I've been there too, man. Nobody sent Trey begging ass money. Chat, I have a question for you. Tell me how many times I've asked for you to donate to me. Tesla looks like it's starting to flag underneath this resistance right here. Zero, yeah. I'm not going to tell people not to donate, but I'm not going to ask for it. But you can be sad. Be mad, CBM. Hell's Gate, you're funny. Thanks for the 20, man. Since I was told not to. No, there's always going to be haters, man, but I'm going to address it. I'm fine with it, man. I want to give attention to both sides of the party. You have a bias, and I understand that. You have a perception of me. You have a viewpoint of me. But listen, if you're judging me based on the man that I was 3 years ago, that guy is dead. He doesn't exist anymore. You're not going to find the same trade that you did 3 years ago. Thank you, fellow Minnesotan Hell's Gate. He's been an OG forever, man. Hell's Gate used to play hella Ark. Back when we were on Twitch and would game, nights, we'd play Ark Survival Evolved, and he was on there for hours and hours and hours. Dude was a homie. No, I'm not doing the morning prayers with Dwayne anymore, guys. We're leaving the schlongs in the past. We're getting out of the way of that kind of stuff. Palantir flagged under the 618. Now it's starting to push. Tesla, I'm thinking about getting out of this. My stop is up here, but I will always take a re-entry if I can. It doesn't even look like it wants to set up an inverse head and shoulders. Right now, it's just flagging underneath resistance. We need to see this invalidated. I'm all right getting out of this for a 5% or 6% or 7% loss and re-entering if I have to. Joseph, you better not get out trade. No, I have to, man. I have rules. I don't mind getting back in, man. I really don't. But if I'm early, which is a possibility, like you have to ask yourself, is my trade idea right, but I'm early? I'm wrong about the timing? You have to give yourself the leeway to be right eventually, right? If I just sit in this and I hold it and it's like it takes 1, 2, 3 more days for this to play out, then I'm just losing money that whole time, right? I'd rather save the loss and just wait for the good entry and then make the gain, This 5-minute candle closes above the trend line and I'm out. I actually already have an options trading 101 video out. Yeah, that's enough for me. I'll find a re-entry, but that's on good volume. You broke out of the downtrend. I think you're probably coming up to pre-market highs. So the account's at 924. Yesterday it was at 960, I want to say. So right now it is down 3.79% on the day, 36 bucks. Still stick around for a little bit. I'm going to take some trades if I see them. If this is a fake out candle, I don't mind getting back in. SPY creeping up real close to this resistance level right here. I'm going to be watching closely how it interacts. Still going to be watching Tesla close on the intraday. I like this short, man. I still think the short op is there. Flag played out so far. Let's go to the 1 hour. Turn off extended for a second. This is my thesis for anybody that's curious. And I'll just show you on the daily. On the daily time frame, this is a major level of resistance. You are underneath it, right? You're still not all the way there. So is there room for this to still rip up to like 358 before we get the rejection? Yeah, and if it does, that's 20 points. I mean, you can still get another 20 points before we come up here. So could I be early? For sure. But that is my trade thesis, is I think that sellers are waiting to take some shorts here at about $358. I'm going to stick to that thesis until it's invalid. But that doesn't mean that it has to happen right now. Yeah, I mean, in hindsight, obviously, I would have liked to take profit down here instead. I was up 15, 16% when it was down here. So if I could go back in time, what would I have done differently? I would have locked in for a profit instead of a loss, right? I would have much rather gotten out here. Maybe the first little inkling to me should have been when we dipped underneath and we got all of that candle back in this 5 minutes. I should have just taken my profit and said, all right, we're not getting the move right now, because since then it's just gone up. So that's a fair point. I can see that. And the same things happened to me yesterday, too. I mean, there were 2 trades yesterday. That first one of the day on Palantir, I was green like 15, 16%, and I wanted a little bit more. I was looking for 20, and I didn't get it, so I didn't get out. And we didn't end up, I mean, I think I ended up getting out on this 5-minute candle right here for a small loss, or for break even, essentially. Yeah, once I was up 16, my stop should have been 10. I don't disagree with that. Maybe that should be a new rule for me. Once I'm above 10% profit, I don't let a trade dip back underneath 10% profit, you know? Watch how SPY interacts with price right here. Big level. This is the last 2 days' resistance point. Yeah, I mean, 10% a day keeps the broke away. You're not wrong. I mean, if I was taking 10% profit, my account wouldn't be at 924 right now. If you make 1% a day for a year, you're making a lot of money. That's a cup and handle forming on SPY. No, it just looks like a breakout. Actually, this volume's not crazy. I'm a little skeptical of this. You got great volume on this breakout right here. Or this, actually, that's just a heavy rejection candle. Never mind. That's just heavy volume off of a rejection. I wouldn't be surprised if this gets faded, if that's all the volume that's here. I mean, can you get a low volume float up? Yeah. I mean, we've seen it a million times. It's definitely a possibility. But that volume's a little weird. It's a little strange. You typically want to see volume pop up on a breakout like this. Thank you for the $2. I appreciate that, hacked noob. DeFi up 519% on the year and 17,000 over the last 5. That much, huh? What an ugly ass chart, though. Is this what you mean? This one? Can't really trade this, though. I mean, you can buy stock, I guess. I like the 10% rule. Yeah, I think I'm going to implement that, man. It's not a bad idea, because there's a couple of times where I've been up like 10, 15%, and then I ended up taking a small L instead of making 10 or 15%. So I think I'm going to do that too. If you get faded back underneath this, if this next 15-minute candle closes underneath that resistance, that's not a great look for bulls. Just be skeptical of this volume. If you're a bull, it doesn't mean it's not going to keep going up, but just watch. I mean, this isn't a breakout candle in volume. It's crazy that people are trying to go short. I don't think it's crazy. I think that a lot of people can see that this move is extended, and stocks just don't go straight up or straight down. I think that you're near the 786 on the fib here. And if you are, yeah, I mean, you're sitting right above it. Last time we had a look like this, I'd say would be like COVID. This is very similar to me to that COVID flash crash we got, where stocks very quickly bled down and recovered very quickly back. And I think you got a 786 on this. Like, it didn't go all the way up to all-time highs. It didn't just V-shape the whole way up. 618 actually. No, this is like a 786. Just a hair above. Same as it is now. So same logic applied. You V-shaped pretty far. You're just a hair above the 786. Could you just go all the way up to all-time highs? Yeah. I mean, it definitely could happen. I'm not going to say that it can't. Is it likely? I would say no. What's up, Lambo Kitten? Pullbacks aren't even a bad thing, guys, either. Think about this. Pullbacks cool things off. It gives you some opportunity to get into a position while things aren't up a ridiculous amount. Like, if you're asking me if I feel comfortable buying calls here after we've had no correction since 509, I'm not going to say yes. I mean, you've gone up 80 points without a major pullback. That's a little weird. That doesn't make, I'm not looking at that. I'm like, yeah, I'd love to buy right now. Like, imagine this was a different stock. Let's just say this is Hood. And Hood went from, I'm just going to draw a random number. Let's just pretend that this is Hood at 20. And now Hood is trading at 80. This is an exaggeration. But what do you even say 80? Let's say that now Hood's trading at 40. Come on, what are you doing? Do you feel super comfortable buying up here? I don't. The major pullback in question already happened. Yeah, you got to pull back. I'm not arguing with you, for sure. But off of major pullbacks, you still get small pullbacks. I'm not expecting something insane. I don't think you're going to go from where you're trading now all the way back down to freaking here. I mean, that's not what I'm asking for. I'm asking for a cool-off. And cool-offs happen. Look historically. They happen all the time. Major pullback, retraced almost to all-time or back to previous highs, cooled off, and then you pushed. I'm looking for this. And I bet you could take this little outlay and apply it to a lot of things and it would work. This is a different market, so I'm not going to compare it to that. I mean, I really just think this is the most relatable example. Major crash, ripped up, consolidated, ripped up, pulled back, and then went. I'm looking for this. I'm looking for a little pullback. Healthy pullback. It's normal. It's a normal thing. Things going straight up is not healthy. But the trend is also your friend, and I'm not going to argue with that, you know? This is what I was afraid of happening, and it is happening. And the volume picked up on that candle. You got higher volume on a lower spread candle, lower volume on a higher spread candle. This is a red flag. Have I ever heard of vertical accumulation? I have not. Feel free to let me know, though. Wow. 5905 calls on SPX just ripped from 185 to 12.2. 1K% profit in 1 hour per contract. That's insane, man. Great job. Good trade. If you caught that move, you made great money for sure. And I would say it was even catchable for sure. Yeah, you're looking at this. Failed head and shoulders. Head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Right when you pop back up off that neckline, that was probably the green flag. I would actually flip long on Tesla in the short term. Midterm, I'm still a little bit bearish. I would think you're due for a pullback on Tesla. If you can invalidate this head and shoulders look, which I think you're very close to doing. That would be a day trade. That's not something I would take a longer time frame on. That would be an intraday look to get in and get out. 15 a minute on SPY, though, this is a little... I mean, especially if the volume is higher on this candle than here. We'll see. Buying SPY puts here, that makes sense. I understand why you're doing that. I want to see the 15-minute candle close before I make that decision, though. I have taken 2 trades, yeah. SPY puts for like a 10% loss. Tesla puts for like a 7% loss, 6 or 7. I'm looking for my first decent trade here. We got a nice one yesterday with NVIDIA, small one. Made like 20% on a contract and 10% on the other. What I don't want is to make a decision based on fear of missing out. I am not afraid of missing a move up. I'm not afraid of missing a move down. I want to catch things that look like good setups. What's been frustrating, though, man, is that bearish setups, good bearish setups, have just been getting invalidated. Get AMC calls? Fuck no. I'm good on that. And let me emphasize the fuck no. I'm all good. Yeah, I've put on a lot of weight, Milt, though. I weigh 225, and when I was last streaming, I was like 140. So I put on like 85 pounds. Palantir could be setting up like a failed head and shoulders, too. And Palantir is a name that runs hard when it runs. Hey, power to the people in here hodling AMC. I'm not dogging on you. That's just how I feel about it. We don't have to have the same opinion. Wow, holy cow. Netflix, strong move. How did Nike end up playing out that flag? Not a super strong breakout. Why so much volume on that candle? My favorite song right now? Probably Look to Windward. I'll play it for you. I would say it's this. I played this earlier in the stream. I'm not worried about the ad revenue from this. Oh, I closed out of it like a dingus. But anyways, I don't need to play it. It's whatever. It's my favorite song right now. Yeah, Tesla is moving with SPY. I cut it. I cut it when it broke this downtrend. Hard to ignore this kind of look. Bruh. I got to say, I really like Trading Views usability a lot more than Webull. I actually wouldn't be surprised if Tesla made a little push off that. I'm going to take a stab at it here. Here's an idea. Long trade. I'm going to risk this neckline. I'm targeting pre-market highs. It's a risk reward of 7. You guys are probably getting real tired of my trades because they haven't been working out. But I'm going to take this one. This looks promising. I'm even going to take weeklies, and I'm going to take one contract small. 357.5 filled at 119. One contract, small position. I take a smaller position here because this is a weekly expiration. It expires tomorrow. This is a day trade. This is a scalp. It's up 0.79%. Break even. I'm not going to look at chat a whole lot now because this is a quicker moving trade. I'm taking this because it looks like a cup and handle setup. You cupped, you broke this downtrend, you're flagging right at this neckline. And now if this is a true cup and handle, I think you're coming up to pre-market highs at 343. That's my target. Up 1.6%. Down 1%. 2.5. This will be a great trade if it hits, yeah. No, I'm in calls. Calls on this flag look. Risking 5-minute candle beneath neckline. Small size. I took small size because this is a scalp trade. And you don't need to take big size on a 1 day to expiration trade, right? If I'm right about this and it moves up to 343, I'm going to be up like 40, 50, 60%. 40, 50% of 116 is $50. That puts me at actually green on the day. Just slightly, but it would be green. If we get above 343, I'll move my target for sure. But I expect some turbulence there if it gets up there. Spank that ask. Thanks for the $2, man. I'm glad you found yourself a Dwayne. They exist. I'm not going to tell you where to buy it. That seems a little strange. But hey man, if you want to figure it out, ask Spank that ask. He has found the answer. Tesla position at 4% red. Rivian's going crazy. I'm not going to look at it right now. I want to pay pretty close attention. My stop is very tight. It's very close to where price is trading right now, so I need to make sure I pay attention. If this flag look gets invalidated, then I need to get out. This is a very similar setup to what we took yesterday with NVIDIA, and that was a successful trade. Rocket Lab green. I thought it had a head and shoulder setup. It must have invalidated it, huh? $26 seconds left on this 5. Still in the flag. There's nothing really to write home about right now. Anything happening between these two lines isn't that exciting. You're exciting if you break in either direction. Anything happening in here, I expect. Will you hold this eclipse in me? Will you hold this eclipse in me? Vic, thank you for the 20. I appreciate that. That's nice. Fuck yeah. Nice to see you live again. Missed your streams, bro. Not gonna lie, I was one of the upset faces when you left, but hey, stuff happens. Good to see you back. I understand why people were upset, man. The way that it looked was I just made a whole bunch of money and ran for the hills, so I don't blame people that felt upset with me. But the truth was, man, I left because I was just digging myself a hole and needed to put down the shovel. The money I was making from YouTube, that income was honestly not helping my life. It was making it worse. It should have helped my life. It should have helped my life tremendously, but I was just being retarded. Spiders broke daily high. I'm hoping that Tesla can get a little juice off that. It's flagged right now. I don't expect a volatile move until you get out of the flag. It's trying. You're getting what you want out of this. You got high volume on this push up. Volume's drying out in the flag. Now you want volume to creep back up if it breaks out. W's in the chat for Vic. I appreciate you, man. Yeah, a couple of my trades have worked out and I haven't gotten out of the right moment. You're right about that, Mr. Artistic J. There have been a few times where I've been up 10, 15% and I haven't taken that profit. Once I'm up 10%, that's my stop. Past 10%, I want to make sure I at least lock that in, even if it's only $5. Don't want this. That's a failed look. Want this to close near that wick. Green 1.6%. No, I'm not trading the breakout. I'm trading the potential of the breakout. I want to catch the breakout. I don't want to catch it after it's already happened. I'm playing a cup and handle. You've got a clear cup. You've got a clear handle. I'm playing the potential of the breakout and risking an invalidation. It's a call. It is fighting, yeah. Come on. 4% green. 5, 4. This candle's shaping up nice so far. Minute and a half. Volume is picking up too. If this candle closes about where it is, I'd expect and want the next candle to be another breakaway candle and the volume increasing. If that happens, this trade looks fantastic. We could have caught a pretty nice move at that point. Looking good so far. 8% green. 5. 7.5. Hey, girl. What's up? What's up? Toji, I'm up here. Toji heard the cat meow and immediately his head turned. I guarantee it. He went, huh? Cat? Fuck with cat? Yeah, go figure. Go figure you're up here to fuck with the cat. Leave her alone, buddy. She ain't doing nothing to you. All right. Rejection candle of any sort on this next 5 minutes. I'm not gonna stay in. Good candle, good volume. Watching the close. Close is important. I'm not gonna pay attention to the first 10 seconds. I'm not freaked out by that. Looking for continuation. You're sitting just underneath intraday high. Above that, you're looking at pre-market high. Athena will let me pick her up, but Titan would. If Titan comes in here, I'll pick him up and I'll show you guys. Meow. 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 Here we go. All right, now we're up 14%. It's trading at 136 right now. Oh, I got to do the math, huh? Can I do it by percentage? Oh, shoot, it's already back underneath it. My standpoint on guns, guns don't kill people. People kill people with guns. But I think you should probably regulate who buys for sure. If this is how the candle closes, I'm not staying in. 2.5. 2.5 minutes. Closes like this, I'm taking my small win. Want to see this close green. Less top wick than bottom wick. Green is green, but I need to have a nice green trade here. Well, more important, though, is just that we have more green trades than red trades, for sure. Just need to see some follow through on this. Minute 50. What's SPY doing? Well, that's your problem. Go figure. Tesla's breaking out and SPY's dumping. Tesla holding on really well considering, though. Get above this previous wick. This previous candle's wick. Previous candle high. Minute 12 left on the candle. SPY, not really recovering anything yet. $55 seconds. That's nice. And that's on a not super great SPY look, too. There we go. All right, now I'm definitely setting a stop here. Shoot. No, piss. I got to get used to this. I'm sorry. What? Lower than 1.4? Well, I'll just do it manually. Let me pull this up on my phone. Pops down to 10% and I'm getting out. Volume kicked up, though. Look at this. This does look like it's trying to break out. I bolted. Paper-handed bitch here. Went in with you. Times 10. Time 10 cons, 115 and 124. Hell yeah, man. Congratulations. Thanks for the 15 bucks, too, man. Appreciate you. Wait, why is this here? Oh, I just got to get rid of it. There we go. Nah, don't gamble, Ryan. I'm not encouraging that. Don't tell me that. Thank you for the $2, but I do not want to start a gambling addiction for you. If you feel like stocks are gambling, get off my stream. I really vehemently do not want to encourage that because that ruined my life. Do not let stocks become a gambling addiction. 26% green. I'm going to move my stop to 20 now. 28. 31. Out. Out at 31%. Got out at $1.55. It didn't come all the way up to my level, but this is close enough. 30% trade, I'm not going to be mad at that. Sick. I sold literally at the top of this candle right here. Now, could it keep going? For sure. Am I going to get back in if it does? No. But that was a good trade. Well executed. And that put the account at 959.97. So on the day, we are down 51 cents. Pretty much just break even. Could have went higher? Sure it could. Absolutely. But I took 2 L's on the first 2 trades of my day. So I'm not in the mode of I have profit to play around with and, you know, I can wait and see if this goes higher. I'm in the mode of I had 2 losing trades. I need a winning trade. Because it is way more important that you stack 20 or 30% wins than it is to get that 100% trade. I would much, much rather get my 20 or 30s. It's still going to go higher, but a win is a win. It could. And will I be salty? Probably. I mean, I'm not going to pretend like I don't have emotions. Would I rather make $100 than $30? Fuck yeah, dude. For sure. But way more important to stack wins. And now that we're back up here where my risk tolerance was for the beginning of my trade, I'm going to watch pretty closely what we do. For now, this is a big double bottom, though, right? This is just a huge George W. You got a big double bottom on Tesla. This is your neckline. Rivian's moving kind of weird. Rivian looks like it broke out and it based on this little flat top right here and is pushing. I think this is a very great bullish look. You need it to follow through, though, because this 15-minute candle looks like rejection as of now. Volume staying high while it's trading sideways also isn't usually a green flag either, actually. That's an ugly-ass candle on the SPY. Holy moly. I don't love that. This could shape up a really gross 30-minute rejection. Closes in 11 minutes, though, so it's got some time. Fucking George W. Good old nasty big George W. Where is this rejecting at? The 618 or the 786? 786, yeah. Cool. Well, that's solid. Huh? Look at that. 2 L's, 1 good trade, and we're back to break even on the day, huh? Now, if you get 1 more green trade, you're looking nice. Get us back to okay. Gonna wait for a nice setup, though. Want to see something that looks good. I mean, I'm sure you guys can see this. Before I even say it, what do you think could be forming up here on the SPY? Critical level, by the way, right? You don't want to see patterns at random spots. Patterns at levels is huge. What could shape up here on SPY? Say it before I have to. Nobody? I'm not going to take the trade yet, man. I want something nice. I need a good setup. I'm seeing this. If it gives you that kind of look, of course. Of course I will take a stab right there. For sure. Don't even have to think twice about that. You give me a head and shoulders at yesterday's high and the previous day's high, this huge resistance level, and a fake breakout above it. I mean, this could just turn into a sweep on the 30. It really easily could. And even if you got that look, I mean, shit. That's hard to not want to short, man. That is a hard look to not want to short, especially with the volume. I mean, you cannot ignore the volume here. You can't. You can't ignore that. This is high volume rejection. If that's how that closes, that's a great short opportunity. Like no 2 ways around it. Can you look at SPY 578 level and tell me what to do? You already lost me, man. I do appreciate your $2, but don't ask me to tell you what to do. I'm never, ever, ever, ever going to do that. That language immediately turned me off. I apologize. I'll tell you what I would do, but you need to take your own trades and you need to be responsible for your wins and your losses. I will never, ever, ever, in a million years, ever, ever, ever tell you what to do. All right, Ryan, as long as you understand that you are responsible for your trades. 578 level on SPY. Here, I mean, it's just a big support level. Tell you what to do. I'd have to understand, I'm not going to tell you what to do, but I'll tell you what I would do. At 578, if we retrace down there and you got some buying candles, you can start to get, some rejection looks on the 30-minute or the 1 hour. Calls make sense. Buy calls on support, sell them at resistance. Buy puts at resistance, sell them at support. Typically, you do those things, you're going to do okay. Did I get out early on Tesla? We'll find out. Most likely. I'm just jacked, man. That was a great trade, dude. Let me figure out what the percentage was that I got out at. It got as high as 31%. That was the highest I saw it. I got in at 120. I got out at 155. What does that come out to? %, I think. 120 is 77% of 155. So I think that actually is 27.6. That's not bad. It's a pretty well-timed trade. Uncle Mike, it is 12. I guess over there it's 11:24. Yeah, good morning, Mike. Can we get some Uncle Mikes in the chat? That is legitimately my Uncle Mike, in case you're curious. He is my actual uncle. Told you, what are you chewing on? Where do you find this stuff? Ryan, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thanks for the $2. You were a living legend. I'm glad to see you back. I wouldn't call myself a living legend. I wouldn't go that far. But I am happy to be back. It's good to be here. If you take a trade based on a 30-minute time frame, by the way, like if you're looking at this and you're saying, yo, I love this look, huge rejection candle, high volume, don't play 0 DTEs on it. You can't play 0 DTEs, which are a very short time frame, short-term time frame on a 30-minute candle. You need to take more time because it doesn't necessarily need to play out immediately on the 5-minute chart. Nuggies, thanks for the 10. Uncle Mike. We love Uncle Mike, man. Uncle Mike's my homie. He's the closest relative I've ever had in my entire life. And I mean that so strongly. I love my Uncle Mike. Good man. Good dude. Big Uncle Mike? Perhaps. It could be. What's this 15-minute shaping up? Oh. God dang, Bobby. How much is Discord? Free. $0. I'm not going to charge for a Discord. Glad you liked it, Ahmed. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I'm butchering your name. Ahmed. Hamid. I'm fucked, dude. I'm gonna stop talking. I'm so sorry. I'm really not trying. I'm just retarded. Don't pay attention to me. I swear. I'm not trying to disrespect. The Discord link's pinned to the top of chat. I'm taking a stab at this if that's how it closes. Candle closes in 3 minutes. I'm not gonna take a 0 DTE by any means. I'll play a 1. Thought process would be this. Actually, I'd probably take a 4 because it'd be a higher risk. I would risk a break above that candle high to make probably down here to this support level right here, which is a 2.82 risk reward. This is looking like it might end up being a fake out, guys. I'll play some 4 DTEs. One con. I'll size up a little bit on this. I'll take like 150 bucks, but I'm not going to go my full size of like 250. $583s, 4 days out, are trading at 147 right now. That's what I'm looking at. Gotta wait for the 30 minutes to close because anything can happen. I mean, this 5 minute in the next minute and a half, you could get some sort of crazy thing where it doesn't end up being a rejection candle. Like, you want this to end up being a red candle here. I think I timed my exit pretty well on Tesla, huh? That wasn't too shabby. I still think you can set up a head and shoulders here too. So since I know I'm going to take the trade, I'm going to try to get in at the best price point I can that's closest to my risk tolerance. I do pay attention to RSI, yes. I don't have it up right now, but I do have a couple of moving averages I watch. This isn't a trending day. I wouldn't consider today a trending day, so I'm not really paying attention to the 9. But if you were, you would have to know that you just broke underneath it. That is important. 35 seconds left on this. If you close higher up here, then I'm not so excited about it. Then you're probably looking more for like a head and shoulders pattern. This is a part-time thing for me. I do work a full-time job. I work Friday through Tuesday at a serving job. Come here, buddy. Come here. Hey, pal. What's up, Mr. Toji? Hey there, boy. All right, 30-minute, how to close. I would still consider this a rejection candle, but I'm going to watch the 5 before I take my entry. I want to see if we can get like a head and shoulders look. I would love a head and shoulders look here. We pointed out earlier this kind of potential setup. And if you get it, I'm going to take it. Meow. If you're going counter trend, expect retracements to things like the volume profile point of control. Yeah, that's fair. I'll pull it up. Why not? We'll do a little volume profile real quick. Let's take all of today's price action trading. It's way down here, man. That's where my target is. TBH. Your highest volume profile is here and here. So I think I actually have a pretty good target profit here. Yeah, short trade. I'm not in it yet. I want to get a good fill. I want to get as best of an entry as I can. The trade idea is based on the 30-minute time frame. Rejection at resistance. Want to see it come up about here and reject. Rejects here, I'm in. Strike I'm looking at is 4 DTEs, 583s. Puts. So they'd expire 19 May. My last trade was Tesla calls. I got it like the exact top, man. I have 2 cats. I have 2 cats and a wiener dog. Will you hold this eclipse in me? Don't run away. Don't run away. The eye hasn't been causing me too many problems, man. I mean, my left eye's fucked. It's never gonna get better. There's scar tissue in it, so the pupil doesn't dilate. There's a cataract that I could get removed. That would probably take away some of the haziness, I guess. But there's just long-term damage done to it. If you know anything about uveitis, which is what I've had chronically, thankfully I haven't had a flare-up, a major one, in probably like a year and a half. But uveitis is just inflammation of the eye. And inflammation is never a good thing. You do not want to have inflammation in, especially like organs like your fucking eyeballs, man. That's not good. It can just cause some damage. And that's what happened. It caused damage in my eye. Tesla kind of looks like it's flagging again, to be honest. Oh, that's so obvious. This is more trend friendly of a trade. This to me is riskier. I'm gonna let you decide. Focus on Tesla or focus on SPY. Tesla long or SPY short. You may think this is silly, but when I have 2 trade ideas, you're like flipping a coin, man. You never know which one's going to work out better. I picked between Tesla and Palantir this morning, and if I picked Palantir, I would have made some good cash. Tesla looks a little bit cleaner. %57% say Tesla. Tesla it is. It's that easy for me. I have a good enough reason. Small size, 1 DTE, looking at 357.5s. In at 138. I'm going to set up my risk reward real quick just to tell you what my parameters are for the trade. I'm going to risk a break underneath this flag right here. I'm looking for pre-market highs. Gives you a 5-1. Good R&R. Entry was about here. Right now up, 14% already. No, wait. No, 1%. I was like, whoa, but I already traded it earlier, so that makes sense. Never mind. Up 1.45. Double dipping. Good news here too is volume cooled off in this flag. That's exactly what you want. Flags, you don't want volume to stay high. $1.45 green, 2.9. Once we're above 10%, my stop is 10%. Wow, we caught that move fast, huh? Holy piss. Holy moly. God, I gotta get this pulled up on my phone. This is moving fast. Holy cow. Looking for 343. If volume can pick up here, approaching that level, you look nice. Minute 50 left on the candle. You want to see volume pick up on this. Hourly looks good. 30 minute. I mean, this just looks like a double bottom. 5. You get above this neckline of the double bottom right here, and you're going to start ripping faces. But if you're going to get a rejection, it's going to be in this little area. So this is the first target. Above that, I mean, I'm not going to shoot all the way up here for 360 right off the bat. That's silly. I think that wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. I would say probably yesterday's highs at 350. So a 7-point move. 7-point move would be very, very nice. I would be very happy with that. Wouldn't have given us that head and shoulders look anyways. Looks like it's invalidating. So Tesla was the right call. Good job, chat. Way to go, chat. W's in the chat for chat, huh? We flipped the coin and you flipped it for me, and it was a good pick. Good job. Yeah, volume is definitely picking up here. Looking for a strong close, and we got it. Now looking for follow through. Red candle here, and I'm out. This is a nice trade, and I'm done for the day. Profit's now going to be 10%. It's when you stop. Needs to follow through aggressively here. If this is a true flag breakout, it'll rip. You should get a move similar to this. At least a nice 10, 15 minutes. Holding so far. We get above 343.87 with some good volume, and I think you're going to have a face ripper rally. So far, it's not looking like it wants it. %11 green here. Nope, not willing to fuck around and find out. Took my small green. 149 fill. Got in at 138. So that's $11 profit. Once I'm above 10%, that's my, I mean, I'm not going to take losses, man. I'd rather take small wins than be mad I missed out on money. If this rips up, am I going to be sad? Yeah. I mean, obviously. But not as sad as if I lost. Account is now at 970.84. So we are green $10 on the day. 1%. I know it's not crazy. I know it's not bonkers. It'd be sucky if that's a wick down that ends up pushing, though. I feel like if I watch it, I'm going to get annoyed. This is still kind of giving Head and Shoulders vibes, guys. I'm not going to lie to you. It's lopsided, but it is there. I'm not hopping into a trade. I'm not just saying that because I want to get into something right now. No, I'm not getting into it right now. Don't worry. This 30-minute candle, though, you still need to pay attention to. I promise you. Could it make a tweezer tops, though? For sure. That would just give you even more reason, though. So we'll see. I got an idea. Let's all do a pump and dump. I don't know about that. $50 seconds left on the candle. I'm not in the position, so now I'm just watching it to watch it. Whoa. Whoa, NVIDIA. If we took this dude, holy crap, that would have been a nice trade. If all you did was just stay in, if it holds the uptrend, you'd be sitting real nice. What would happen on Tesla if I just stayed in on the uptrend here? I mean, I'd obviously still be in. That's not a very nice candle, though. Not off of a breakout candle. You need to see this one follow through pretty much immediately if it's going to be something. Yep. I'm not even going to look. I'm not even going to look at what the contracts are. Not going to do it. Not going to piss myself off. Oh. I'm not chasing it. It's already gone. But it was a nice trade setup. If you stayed in, congrats. No, I didn't short. I longed that look. I made a small profit. It was like 10%, 8%, 9%, somewhere in there. Well, let me take this pull down. Look at this invalidated Head and Shoulders look on SPY, too. No, I'm not going to chase. I'm not going to do it wired. Well, that's 2 winning trades on the day. Then the wins outweighed the losses just slightly. Oh, that's gay. Jet Geek. What the hell, dude? Yeesh. Holy piss. What the fuck, man? Wow. Whoa. $100. What a guy. Thank you, bro. Jesus Christ. That's sick. Drop W's in the chat for that, man. Come on. That's so cool. What a nice fellow. I didn't paper hand this time. 200 contracts with you, sir. Thanks. 152 in, out at 170. Yeesh. You made some fucking bank, bro. God damn. All right, you know what? I am going to look at what those contracts are trading at. I want to know. I got to know. 357 and a halfs. 190 now. And I got out at 149. So I would have made another 40 bucks. Ah. Oh, you're gay. God, you're gay. You fucking donkey ass. Dumb bitch, dude. How did I get wicked out on you? I should have been patient. It's okay. I followed my system. That's all I'm going to say. At least I made money. I didn't lose. I could have made so much, though. Goddamn. No, I'll take the 100, though. You're right. You're right. I have to have a positive mindset. Chat, tell me to quit being a little bitch. I'm being a goober. I'm being goofy. I'm glad you made money, Jet Geek, and I am so grateful for the $100. That's such a nice super chat. You were really nice. Thank you, bro. That means a lot to me. I'm glad that people made money off that. Did anybody else take that trade and make something? Drop a 1. Drop a 1 if you made some money on that nice move on Tesla. Both Tesla callouts were beautiful. I mean, just cup and handle flag breakout, made a quick 20%, 27 actually. Another flag breakout. And this one, you're up probably 30, 40, 50, somewhere in there. How does Rocket Lab look to short? I mean, it's at a resistance point, I guess, is the most that I can really say. If you're going to take a stab, this is the spot. Yeah, I'm with you on that, on the blockchains, for sure. I think actually a way that I can look at this is when you're with the trend, you can maybe be a little more liberal with your stops. And when you're counter trend trading, you need to be more aggressive with your stops. Maybe that's how I could have prevented myself from getting stopped out of this trade. Maybe instead of once I'm up past 10%, I take profit at 10% no matter what. It's if I'm up 10% and I'm counter trend, then I take my profit at 10% no matter what. And if I'm with the trend, you can be a little more liberal and let it go back to break even. Because really, I'm looking for 20% at least. 20% is really my profit target on every trade that I'm taking. I want to make 20%. That's almost always my goal. So I did get out before I would like to. But obviously, hindsight is 2020. I'm not going to beat myself up. But this is a clean breakout candle. So if you are in it, I think it is worth staying and seeing if you get continuation. I mean, it looks like it's going to continue. I don't see why I wouldn't. SPY is ripping and rejecting. If you set up a tweezer tops here, guys, on the 30, on high volume, you're not there yet. You have to reject. You'd have to sell off here and double top. But if you do, oh boy. Yeah, there's always a better play, BK. You're right. I am grateful. I promise you I am. And you know what's cool, man, is as we've been doing these streams, I don't have like a locked-in system. It's always changing. You're changing as the market conditions change. You're changing as you figure out what works better, what doesn't work as well. I'm figuring this out as I go. So don't look at me like a guru. Like I'm not guaranteeing you I'm going to make money every day because obviously I'm down so far. I mean, I'm down 30 bucks on the 1K account. But as we continue to evolve, every stream so far, I've actually noticed that like the changes in my system have been good. This has been very fun. I'm really enjoying trading live. I think it keeps me accountable and it gives me a good reason to pay attention and learn. Thank you for the $2, Julio. I appreciate you, man. Yes, sir, Nicholas. I'm actually not that rusty, Amber. I would say that I'm actually trading better now than I was before. believe it or not. I am doing dramatically better now than I was years ago. Years ago, I mean, I've turned 100 grand into $1 million before. I mean, there was one time that I started with 100,000. I brought that account up to $1 million in like 2 weeks, and then I lost all of it. Which you're like, how the fuck can you do that? That's nuts. How can you go from 100K to $1 million and then lose all your money? But I would much rather take the approach I'm taking now than that. I would say my reads on charts are actually dramatically better than they were back then. I understand the psychology of the market a lot better than I did back then. I'm going to be watching this 30-minute really close. You got 7 minutes on it, so you'd have to get a really nasty rejection. But if you can get a rejection of sorts there, bro, you got gains and a new potential trading plan. That's a win in my book. I'm happy with that too, Wired. Thank you, bro. Thanks for the support today, guys. This has been a really fun stream. You guys having a good time? This has been a good time. I'm having a lot of fun. What's nice is I don't feel super stressed out by my losses. That is so much different. I used to feel so pissed off when I would lose. And now the only time I feel pissed off with the trade is if I didn't execute right, or if the trade was right and I just got juked out. That pisses me off like you wouldn't believe. Like Palantir yesterday, dude. I was right about that damn trade. I was. This one, you guys remember this? Who was in the stream yesterday when I played this bear flag look? These freaking hobos, dude. These goobers. They just faked it out, and then it broke down. Like, this kind of trade pisses me off. I'm not even going to pretend for a second. Like, when you get a clean breakdown, volume picks up, volume dries out on a flag, and then you get a fake breakout, and then it knifes, that kind of trade pisses you off. Like, but that's the only real trade that I've been like, you know what? That was pretty stupid. Most of them have been pretty good. Like, my losses, I'm not that mad. I plan on staying, Jay. Don't worry, man. Kane, thank you for the $2, man. I appreciate you. Fibonacci Loop, man. Welcome. It's good to see you. Even if we were having a red day, this is really enjoyable. I'm happy to have you back. I'm glad you're trading with us again. It's been a fun time. Water tastes yucky. Win marbles. Marbles is a game we used to play on Twitch all the time. Maybe someday. Maybe someday again soon. I don't have access to my Twitch right now. I got to get a hold of them. Looks like it's just going to say fuck your rejection candle, to be honest. Take it easy, Nick. Thoughts on GameStop? I think you're hoping for a look like this. I think that's a pretty good case scenario intraday. On the daily, it looks like a fake breakout. Looks like you tried to break out above this infamous 28.28 level, 28.30, or you could just even say $28, and it failed. I mean, as of now. But if you can get a wicked recovery off this, then maybe you're looking good. But this looks like it wants to set up a cup and handle. Tesla bull flag again. All right, if it gives me a third opportunity, I'm going to take it. I wouldn't say it yet, but it's setting up the opportunity for it. Actually, trading did go well today, Michael Seymour. I mean, I'm not up crazy. I've taken 4 trades, and I'm up $10. First 2 were losses, second 2 were wins. I think I'm going to make myself a salami sandwich. I know I'm sticking a little past noon. I usually get off here at noon. But I'm going to go get myself a sandwich real quick. I will be back. All right, I'm back. I wouldn't call this a flag yet. Oh, didn't even do that. Volume's good. That volume's a green flag for GameStop. I mean, if this just ends up being a V-shaped recovery, then the daily candle wouldn't look that bad. If this just ends up being a sweep and you close above like 28 pretty aggressively, even if it turns out to be a green day or break even, then I think this is just a trap for sellers. You need a lot of follow through though. I wouldn't get too excited yet. I mean, you need to make a really strong push into close. Tesla is respecting this line. You are right about that, Wired. Just could be a breakout retest. All right. One last stab. I'm going to wait for the 5 minutes to close. Looking at 360s for 139. Oh, buddy, come on. Took it. I got 360s. One contract. Fill of 139. I'm going to lay out for you my risk reward real quick. Risk. Break beneath this flat top right here. Looking for probably first to push to here. About that level. R&R of 5. Took it based on a tweezer bottoms. Contracts up 3%. Think you could run into a little bit of resistance at this little zone right here. Up 4.6. Now 9. 10. 12. 13%. 15. 16. 17. Wow, that very quickly approached my profit-taking zone. If you don't get a reaction up here, I'll hold. If it rejects, I'm going to get out. Up 21%, 20%. %19. Nope, that's enough for me. Oh, shoot. Filled. I got 158. I could have got 20%. I think I got filled to like 14. But that was a quick turn. Quick little P&L. I didn't react immediately when it rejected up here because sometimes you can get really small rejections and then just push your way through it. But that was a very quick little in and out. That trade took 3 minutes. In 3 minutes, we got in at 139. We got out at 158. $19 profit. So, chat, on the day, I'm done. We're calling it. On the day, we're green $29 or 3%. Yeah. And if we didn't take our losses, dude, because we did start the day red. We were red 2 or 3%. If we didn't start off with a loss, I'd probably be up 5 or 6% right now. So I'm not mad. That's pretty fucking sick. That was a good ass fill, dude. Holy shit. I mean, the only way that would have been better is if I got out right at the top of my profit zone. But goddamn, that couldn't have worked out any better. What a spectacular trade. That was sick. And I'm so glad I got out. I mean, look at this now. That's just looking like a fake out now. Oh, and if it is, I'm going to stick around another 6 minutes. I want to see how this 15-minute candle closes. Dude. Ew. Oh, yeah. What a good day. High volume rejection. I swear to God, if you take puts now. We'll see. No, I'm just going to call it a day. Or I'm going to take puts. No. Fill gap. If people were trying to take a stab at puts, they would try it here. Hell yeah, man. I'd say this is probably the best execution day I've had in a while. Out of all the streams we've had, this is the one I'm the happiest with. Adjusted our plan halfway through the day. And it worked pretty good. I still like Tesla short in the midterm, though, man. I'm going to look for my opportunity to get that. This is going to be a hard look to ignore if we get it. High volume rejection. Yeah, you're right about that too, Notorious. I did take my base hits. Look at that too. GameStop doing its thing. So far, it's holding here, though. I would be cautious of it holding the neckline. That is a bearish divergence on the 5. Stock price set a higher high, while RSI set a lower high. God damn. GameStop's really going to do that, huh? This is going to be a fake out. That's some nasty work, man. No, I don't drink anymore, really. To be honest. If I had a spectacular day, like if you saw me in here and we just went bang, 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 like 3 trades in a row for 50, 60%, the port closed up 20% or 30% green, you know what? I'll pour something back for you then. I would leave the stream running, go to the store, and buy myself a bottle of Kraken. I would pour a shot back. But I don't drink like I used to, man. I have a limit. I gave myself a 2-drink rule. I will never allow myself to have more than 2 drinks at a time. I really haven't had hard liquor in a long time, to be honest. Freedom Fighter asked if I still drink Kraken, and I focus on like IPAs. If I have a drink, I like to enjoy how it tastes, and I enjoy the taste of a good IPA. I like the Voodoo Ranger. I mean, that's just a basic bitch IPA drink. And Kraken's okay, but if I'm gonna have a hard liquor, I'd like to have something that's got a little more, like something to put some hair on my chest. Like I like a good smoky bourbon, like something that I drink it and I'm like, I can just feel it burning in the back of my throat. You know, if I'm gonna waste one of my 2 drinks out of my 2-drink limit, I want to enjoy it. So I typically go for an IPA. I am up right now. Yeah, today was a green day. Made $30. If you give another tweezer up here, man, I don't like Tesla a whole lot anymore. Long. I've been saying I'm going to get off forever now. Should we just end the stream or should we keep ripping and see if there's another nice setup? Great setup on TMC. This is a great setup on NVIDIA. Wow. Stay till it close, Dad. Oh, man. Water tastes yucky. I don't know if we'll stay till close. 3 hours? We'll see. I'll stick around a little bit for now. When you say a great setup on TMC, do you mean short? That's the only way I like it. I mean, I'm not buying calls here. Fuck no. No shot. I'm not buying calls at a historically huge resistance point. Catch me dead before I do that. I mean, no way. No shot I'm buying calls there. Oh, it is Rivian. Sorry, my bad. I'm retarded. Oops. How'd that happen? I mean, I think it's a similar story, to be honest. Maybe you're looking more like that. I guess it broke out. I mean, if it keeps ripping, you could target like here, 361. I'm not going to play the penny stock, though, man. I'm good on it. It's kind of, you know, this is kind of looking like it might set up another freaking rejection, man. And it's happening right where you'd expect it to. Dude, who knows how long UNH is going to sell off? That's a great question. This is unprecedented. I don't think people really understand how truly fucking mind-boggling this is. How much is this stock down now? Eventually, it's going to bounce. This isn't just going to bleed until it dies. It's going to bounce. And when it does, it's going to be aggressive. 54% in 22 trading days in a month. In a month, has lost half of its entire market cap. What does that look like on the monthly candles? Ugh. Just wiped out. I mean, if you've been holding this since 2020, you wasted your fucking time. That's just stupid. What a candle. This doesn't even look real. Yeah. Rest in peace. It's been real. It's been fun, but it hasn't been real fun. A $50 contract went up to $11,700. Can you imagine putting $50 into something and then you make $11,000? That must be crypto, huh? Is that how crypto feels? Will you want this eclipse in me? Maybe SPY will come up to that 594 area, huh? This is where I think a short makes the most sense. On SPY is like 594. You'd be up on a GME call right now? Yeah, but I'm not just going to buy it because it's going up, you know? Like, if I'm looking at this, what technical pattern do I have? I mean, if I got in here, sure. I don't mind buying here. I'm not going to buy in the middle of this. I mean, there's no strategy behind that. Maybe $10. Like, I'd put a 10. I'm willing to bet or gamble $10. Look at that, huh? I want to see what this 15-minute sets up like. You got 8 minutes left on it. NVIDIA 140 May 30th. Just know that you're at yesterday's high. Expect a little bit of turbulence there. I imagine you're going to get some people who are in calls that profit take specifically there because they expect sellers to step in specifically there, right? You don't typically just squeeze your way through levels. I mean, you can if the volume's crazy enough. And I don't know if I'd call this a flag. I mean, it's kind of a pennant. You can maybe make that argument that this is like a flat top pennant kind of look. I wouldn't call it a rising wedge. This is pretty strong. I mean, buyers are still stepping in very hard here. You are flagging right underneath, you know, after hours highs from yesterday. So if it pops up, it's on this kind of look. If you're going to take a stab at it, I would myself, you know, what I would do, I would risk an invalidation of this rising support. I would risk the structure. If the structure breaks down, get out. It's just hard to ignore these 15-minute candles. I'm not going to take it yet. I mean, if this is how it closed, I wouldn't feel good about a short. Not a good reason to feel good about a short here. If it closed down here and you got another one of these tweezer tops right at the gap, that's hard not to try to take a stab at. Yeah, I mean, the market's just been green for sure. I mean, SPY stick is still moving, isn't it? Yeah. Just wild. If you bought this fake out Head and Shoulders, you would have made so much money, man. Hey, listen, you remember when we took those SPY puts on the rejection right here? So glad I got out. They would be worth nothing now. My 1 DTEs would be down 80%. Dude, no way. Nicholas Kerbeshian? Holy shit, that's a nostalgic thing. The Mayak legend, he called me. I used to race against you. That's insane. Back when I was in college, I raced Division III at St. John's University. Nick, I think you went to yellow jerseys. Fuck. Don't tell me. Don't say it. Don't say it in the chat. Why am I spacing on this? It wasn't Carlton. Gustavus. You went to Gustavus, right? Was that it? I think it was. I'm going to make sure. Yeah, that was it. That was him. Gustavus. Fuck yeah, dude. That's crazy. How about that? No, St. John's University in Minnesota. Wow, small world, man. I never thought I'd see your name in here. He was a good runner. We did different events, though. I was like a 5K, 10K guy. I don't think you were a 5K, 10K guy, were you? I wouldn't call this a rejection yet. This is just a 5-minute pullback. A rejection, you need a lot of volume and you need something aggressive. Yeah, more 3K. Your 3K was probably better than mine. I don't even remember what my best 3K was in college. Let's find out. T-First. I don't think I had a very good 3K. Honestly, my PRs in college weren't that fantastic. 408, 1500 is pretty dog shit. 854 3K is okay. It's not great. The best guys in D3 were running like 810, 820. My 10K was all right. 8K was all right. Mile was pretty dog shit. 5K was all right. I think I ran a 1448 on the roads once. That was my best ever. I ran a 423 mile on the roads once. That's my best mile ever. I think that's my best 10K ever. No. I think I technically set a 10K PR in a workout once when I was marathon training. 8K I would have liked to get closer to 25 minutes, but at least I got under 26. I'd say out of all of these, my best was probably my 10K. I think that was maybe my best race. I think that was the race I got third, right? Yeah. That was the conference championships where I got third in the 5 and the 10. That was a crazy day. That was a crazy weekend. I outperformed so drastically. I did not expect to place as well as I did. I don't know where that came from. Never had a race like that again. I did crap my pants during a race once. Yeah, you remember correctly. It was the hot dogs. Believe it or not, I had a pretty good diet in college. I ate a lot of fruits and vegetables. I ate a lot of carbs. Carbs are good, especially as an endurance athlete. You need them. People have a misunderstanding of carbs, man. I see so many people hate on carbs. They do the keto shit and the no carbs and blah, blah, blah. You just need to track your calories, man. Like, It is so easy to lose weight. The people that say that they cannot lose weight, it is because they're not counting. If you burn 3,000 calories in a day and you eat 2,500, you will lose 1 pound a week. It is so fucking easy to lose weight. It's just hard because nobody likes feeling hungry. That's really it. Did my diet change when I made more money? Honestly, no. The only thing that changed is I went out to eat more. But my diet was ass. I lived on burgers and alcohol. I can't say it any other way. I lived on burgers and alcohol and menthol Views pods. And hot dogs and mac and cheese. Yeah, this 15-minute isn't looking much like a rejection to me. I wouldn't short this as it is right now. 1 minute left. A lot can happen. But I wouldn't jump the gun on that. SPY still looks good too. Nvidia's at the top of this pennant. I love bulking after my cut. You know, it's always funny, man. Every time I'm bulking, I want to cut, and every time I'm cutting, I want to bulk. The grass is always greener on the other side. I'm 32 pounds into my bulk right now, and I'm tired of it. I am tired of eating. I am ready to cut, but I'm not at my weight yet. I want to get up to 240. Right now, I'm like 224, 225 when I wake up most mornings. Nike. I know that it looked good recently. I wonder how it looks now. I think we looked at it this morning. Yeah, I mean, it just tapped the gap. It filled your gap, and then it's pushed. Good reaction. I wouldn't be surprised if you see this shape up like sort of a flag. Something like this. Breakout flag, and then it rips. Any experience with enclomiphene? No, but if I was to ever hop off testosterone, which I take right now, I take a small dosage every week. Well, I split it up. I used to pin once a week because I take Test C, but now I pin twice a week, and I just cut the dosage in half, and I just pin half the dosage twice a week. But if I was to get off of test, I would probably use enclomiphene alongside HCG. Enclomiphene naturally increases your testosterone levels. Like if you took enclomiphene on a regular basis, you could easily get your free test range up to like 1,000 milligrams per deciliter, which is on the higher range for men. Like a normal range for men is between like 300 and 900. So you'd be on the upper echelon of that, almost borderline like unnaturally high testosterone levels. But HCG incentivizes your nuts to produce semen and to turn back on. So the combination of those two things I would probably take if I got off stuff. Tiffany, I have been trading since last Thursday. And today was the first actual solid green day, too. I ain't gonna lie. You missed out on a couple nice Tesla trades. But we'll have more. There'll be more opportunities. For anybody out there who's considering gear or getting on testosterone, I highly encourage that you read into pharmacology because there are so many risks to being on gear. And if you don't manage the risks, a lot of bodybuilders die young. A lot of people on gear die young. And I think the majority of the reason for that is they are not getting blood work done and they're not managing their risk. If you're going to take the risk of being on gear, you need to make sure your body is healthy. Tana May, what's good? Turd from the old days. It's good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Check the coin dip. Whoa. News? The news drop? It had to have. That's not a normal candle. That's a news candle. I mean, the 1 hour looks like a tweezer. But it's not bouncing at any particular level by the looks of it. Actually it is. Just kidding. This isn't a super strong support, though. I mean, you got a bigger resistance here. That's a big resistance at like 250. Yeah, I'm not as excited about a Tesla short with these candles. This isn't something to write home about. SPY looks like it could be breaking its uptrend here. Little retrace is possible for sure. I mean, this is an extended move. I can see you pulling back down to the 236 or 382. 382 makes more sense. Ryan, I would actually say that testosterone, just taking tests, and I'm not taking ridiculous levels. Like when I say I'm on testosterone, I'm not blasting a gram a week. I take a pretty low dosage, and I would say just running tests, I don't notice a huge difference in my emotionality, other than the fact that I have more energy, and I'm probably more confident than I would be if I wasn't on it. Now, if you mix that with other compounds, that's where I started experiencing some bad side effects. Like I've taken one cycle in my life. I've taken testosterone alongside primobolan, alongside Deca. And that combination of those three made me feel like shit. Super emotional all the time, super anxious all the time, erectile dysfunction, awful. I mean, I did not enjoy it whatsoever. Now everybody's body's different. I know that when I was taking all three of those compounds at the same time, I was running about a gram, and that's a good amount. I mean, that's a high dosage. That is super physiological levels. Like when I measured my free test, it was in the range of like 2,800. It was way unnaturally high. I mean, that's extremely, extremely high. So obviously you're going to experience negative side effects like that. But my test now is about 1,400, which is still super physiological. Like it is definitely higher than normal, but that's not absurd. I wish this 15-minute candle looked better, and I would have taken that. Why do any of that? I want to go pro in classic physique. I'd like to become a pro bodybuilder. I plan on competing again for the first time since my show 1 year ago. Next year, I want to do the Charlotte Cup in April of 2026, but I don't want to compete again until I feel like I put on enough size to be competitive. When I competed, I got third in True Novice, which is people who have never competed before. I placed third amongst all first-time competitors in my division, but I placed fifth overall. And to go to nationals, you need to place top two. And those top two guys were night and day better than me. I mean, it wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. So I just know that I have to improve a lot before I want to step back on stage because I don't want to go up there unless I know that I have a chance of winning. GameStop could form a handle here. That I agree with, yeah. You form a handle here, and I actually would take a stab at GameStop calls into the close. Fucking Netflix, dude. Wow. 3% day. Whoo. Holy cow. That's a breakaway day, man. Very strong. NVIDIA invalidated this look. So if you were long on that, you should be stopped out. Netflix should split in the near future, man. What an expensive company. What do their contracts run? Too much. I mean, this is with 1 day to expiration. If you're looking at contracts for next week, $2,000 a con. Yeah, most people can't trade that, man. You're just missing out on a lot of liquidity. I can't trade that. I don't love that look. This looks like a bearish megaphone. In fact, I don't like this look so much that if we get to the top of this trend line and you reject, I'm taking puts. But that's if. If this, then that. I'm not just going to hop into it. I mean, I'm not chasing Netflix. It had a great day, though. I weigh 5'11", so my weight cap is 217 pounds. I stepped on stage at 183. I think I could have maybe been like 4 pounds leaner, 3 or 4, but I was skin fucking lean, man. I mean, the only place I had body fat was in my ass. I could pinch the skin on my stomach, and there was nothing there. I mean, it was just literally skin and muscle. Right now, I would guess my body fat's probably like 14 or 15%. I've been in a little maintenance phase. For the last 2 weeks, I self-coach. I don't have a coach, so I do everything sort of on my own. But in the last 2 weeks, I've been maintaining between 222 and 225. And the goal was just the recomposition. I wanted to drop a little bit of body fat. The picture that I took where I was like, I need to chill out for a little while was this one right here. This is where I was like, all right, I'm starting to get a little fat. Time to chill out. And since then, I've been gaining. And the recomp has been going well. I mean, I can physically see that I've been losing body fat. I mean, even that picture compared to here, you can see that my midsection's tightened up, and I weigh the same. So that's good. This one especially, I mean, I'm getting some more vascularity. The bicep veins are starting to pop out. I'll probably do this for another week. Spend another week in this 222 to 225 range. And then I'll make a push for like 230. I'll see where I'm at. And then 235, I'll see where I'm at. And then 240 is the ultimate goal. I like to weigh 240 by the end of the year. I don't think I'd want to take Tesla short either unless the 15-minute candle closed beneath here. This is acting as a really strong support. And I don't want to risk a bounce. So I don't think I would be interested unless you can get something down here. And then I would just have to take longer dated cons. I don't know how much buying power I have left for the day though, man. 158 $158. Palantir might be the better option if it happens. Yeah, I have the same idea, Wired. I don't think I'd want to go short until it cracks underneath that level. So the issue with my heart, for anybody curious, I see a lot of people who dog on me. They say, how are you taking steroids when you have a heart condition? Which is fair. Like, I understand that. I'm not going to beat around the bush and say that I haven't already thought about that and accepted the risk. But my heart issue isn't an enlargement problem. I don't have an issue of I have a big heart. My issue is that I have a hole between my left and right ventricle. And anytime my heart rate stays elevated for long periods of time, the left and right ventricle have different purposes. One of them holds oxygenated blood. One of them holds unoxygenated blood. And the hole lets them mix together. Now, when my heart rate stays low and I'm not like doing strenuous things for a long time, like cardiovascular work, cardio, I don't really have a lot of issues. My problem comes when my heart rate stays elevated for long periods of time, which is why I don't run anymore. That's why I transitioned to weightlifting, because when I lift, my set takes 45 seconds to a minute. My heart rate will get up to like 140 or 150 for that minute, but then it'll drop back down. When I was running, my heart rate would be 140, 150 beats per minute for an hour and a half at a time. So obviously that's much higher risk than doing weight training like that. So in my opinion, the heart condition that I have, if I was to be on test, which I am, I don't think subjects a lot of risk to. Like, obviously, being on testosterone can enlarge your heart, but I think that growth hormone imposes more of a risk for that, because growth hormone is great for building muscle because it produces new cells and it makes things grow very well. But not just your muscle, it also makes your organs grow, including your heart. So I don't really think I'll ever fuck around with growth hormone. That's where I think I would run into a lot of issues, is if I made my heart bigger and the hole stretched more. That's not good. Like, I don't want to subject myself to that, and I understand that. So I'm probably avoiding things that would make my organs get bigger. Growth hormone's probably off the radar for me. Should I see? What's the 15 look like on Palantir? 30, hour, day. This could just be a breakout retest, man. Holy shit. Yeah, I would need to see a pretty nice rejection right here, or I wouldn't take it. Stop looking at Netflix. Dude, it's like, oh, I wish I saw this. What a nice trending move. This is a great example of a trending move, by the way. On a day like this, it is great to have the 9 EMA pulled up. And the reason for that is you can treat it like your stop. Like if you enter into a trade and it's a trending move, you can say, okay, if it holds above the 9 EMA, I stay in my trade. Stayed above. So here you probably get stopped out, right? But then if it pops back up, you can re-enter. You can say, all right, above the 9 EMA, I'm in my trade. And then if you entered here and you stayed in, as long as you're above the 9 EMA, you'd still be in. And you'd be sitting really nice. And that's a trading strategy. There are people who will take trades like this on trending moves. They'll just trade the 9 EMA. And you would have caught a 1.5% move there. And you would have caught a 0.64% move there. So you would have missed a little bit. I mean, you would have missed all this. But if you got back in here when it popped back above the 9 EMA, I mean, you sitting real pretty. I mean, this is a great day. No, I know. I can't trade it. I know. The account is at 989. I started at 1,000. I got it up to 1,005. It dropped down to 960. Today it is up to almost $30. 3%. This looks like it's setting up an ascending triangle now. That looks very flaggy now. The only thing that makes me nervous about it is it's flagging at resistance. So you're more inclined, I mean, you're playing a breakout there. Breakout trades to me are riskier than dip buys. I like to buy at support, not at resistance. SPY making a head and shoulders on the 5. Still don't love the look on Tesla there. I wouldn't take that. I think it's like a dark cloud cover forming though on the 15, if I'm speaking correctly. Problem is you've got these bottoming wicks. So that's not a good enough read either. Head and shoulders read's not bad though if you wanted to play this as a scalp. Palantir, if this 5-minute candle closes like that, I like for a short. I'm going to show you what the trade would look like. I would probably risk break above here, look for, push down to the bottom. It's about a 1.75. So I'd like to get the trade a little higher up. If it could pop up here and reject, and you can get an entry there, that would look better. I would like that more. 15-minute time frame, though, it's popping up, but on descending volume. I mean, you would expect that in a rising megaphone. I mean, this is a bearish megaphone pattern. A bullish megaphone would be the opposite. It would be if you had this expanding bottoming wedge like this. What's GameStop looking like? We were waiting to see if we got a cup and handle look. I wouldn't call that a cup and handle, no. Not much going on there. You'd have to get a really aggressive bounce here soon, and then you just have a deep handle. Like if you can get something like this. Then you've got a cup and handle look. But it needs to bounce, and it hasn't done that yet. It doesn't have to go halfway to the bottom. A good cup and handle, actually, you'd like to see a 382 retracement. Tesla really looks like it wants to crack underneath here, and it is. The Tesla set, it did. Palantir's not even at intraday highs. Tesla's above, so Palantir is weaker. I think I'd prefer to take Palantir over Tesla. 5-minute closes like this, it's got 1 minute left, I'm taking it. And I think just to subject myself to slightly less risk, I would risk here. I would risk a break above these candles. My entry would be about here if this is where it closes. First look in here, I'm going to get rid of these MAs. But if it breaks down, then I would say about here. 128. And if it pops down to 128, that's a 5. 5-to-1 risk-reward ratio. Candle closes in 10 seconds. All right, this will be my last trade for the day because I won't have any liquidity left. All right, I'm going to grab 127s this week, 96 cents. $96 trade. I'm sizing down because I'm green on the day and I don't want to go red. Size down. In the trade, these are tomorrow expiration. Size down. It's a $96 trade. Filled at 96 cents. Right now up 1%. This is my initial target. Up 2%. Any sort of reaction down there and I'm out. Risking a 5-minute candle close. I do use a webcam, yeah. I used to have a nice camera, but I sold it back when I was struggling a little bit. I used to have one of those nice, like, $4,000 cameras, but I don't anymore. But you can do a lot with a webcam, man. I mean, this is a webcam. I think it looks all right. Is it bad quality? I don't think the quality's awful. Cool. As long as it doesn't look like you're looking at me through a freaking TV from the 1970s, I'm chilling. I think a good microphone goes a lot longer than a nice camera. Especially in the business of live streaming, man. You got to have a nice microphone. This is the nicest microphone I've probably ever had. And it was a gift. I didn't even buy it. This was bought for me by Tyler Wilson from Option Drops. He is definitely not using his nice microphone. I actually am. This is a Shure MV7, I think. I want to say. Let me see. Yeah, Shure MV7 Plus. I'm using my nice mic. If I get closer, it gets louder, right? Can you hear me? Does this sound like I'm breathing into my fucking mic? Oh, talking to the top of it. How's this? Is this better now? Does this sound crazy? Is this where the microphone actually is right here? We're going to do some ASMR, guys. Holy cow, look at us. I'm in a Palantir short right now. Mike is dead now. Yeah, sorry for messing you up, Mike. I didn't mean to get you all up in my business. Got it up in my throat. Tell me more about those shorts. I'm wearing pants, actually. Bad joke. Up 2% on the trade. 3. What's SPY doing? Could be a flag look of sorts. It's kind of ugly, though. I don't know if I'd even call that a flag. I mean, it could be. That's not a flag that I would play. It's a little ugly for me. The good news is that you broke this uptrend. You didn't immediately sell off. Palantir up 3%. This one's moving a little slower. Thanks, Chris, for the 79-cent pound, I think. I don't know what kind of currency. I think that's the pound. Appreciate it. I know there is a lag in the voice and video. I'm sorry about that. I'm trying to figure out on OBS, but it's hard. Tesla held that for now. Palantir is definitely weaker than the rest of the market. I'm glad I chose Palantir over Tesla. 4%. Any type of reaction here, and I'm getting out. This is a scalp. This is my target is the bottom of the wedge. Bottom of the megaphone. What should I see? I have no idea what happened there. Meant to send more. You're good, man. You don't have to send me shit. I'm grateful that you're just here. Thank you for the support. If you really want to support me, I would actually be very happy if you just hit the like button and subscribed. Fun fact is my channel hasn't gained new subscribers in years. Every time I upload a video or I stream, I actually lose subscribers. Shedding off the AMC audience. Thank you again, Chris Harmon, for the 0.79 pounds. Appreciate you. Up 5%, which is $5. Not a lot. 6%. Lamp is on. Look at this. $50 minutes shaping up pretty ugly. Just kidding. I appreciate that, Captain Awesome. Thank you. Means a lot, man. A lot of people did have stuff against me, and I understand it. I'm not going to try to fight for them to have me back, you know? Truthfully, I'm just going to do me, and if people like me, they do. And if not, that's cool, too. I don't think everybody's supposed to like you. Thanks for the likes, guys. I do eat Subway occasionally, but I don't eat out a whole lot, man. My finances are pretty tight, to be honest. I eat a lot of sandwiches and a lot of ramen. I was pretty cocky. You're not wrong about that, heel toe cam. When I walked away, man, I was talking like I was the hottest shit ever. And I really wasn't. I was struggling, and I was just faking it. I was hoping that I'd fake it until I made it, but I was just faking it in the end. I needed to get humbled. I really firmly believe, actually, that if I didn't get humbled on YouTube the way that I did, that it would have happened in a different way. I'm a pretty firm believer that life hands you what you need in that moment. And I think what I really needed in my early 20s was to be shown success and to be humbled from the success. Because success, I think, just brings out who you really are as a person. And once I became successful, I became cocky. I felt like I was invincible. And that just exposed who I was at that age, man. At that age, I was cocky. I did feel like I was invincible. I did feel like no matter what I did, things would work out. And that is, to me, the wrong way to live life. You can't live like you're invincible, because then you make stupid decisions that show you that you're not. Russia deploys 640,000 troops in war against Ukraine. Surprised you didn't get much of a reaction off that. When did that news drop? Spy. Yeah, I wouldn't call that a flag now. That was an ugly one to begin with. I'd like to see Palantir get more of a reaction off that spy drop off, but that's all right. Palantir position is up 4%. I mean, there's not much to write home about right now. It's just not really making a move yet. It's moving pretty slow. I do not have a P.O. box. No. I may open one in the future, but it's not a top priority right now. Also, when you get things taken away from you, you realize how good you had it and how you should have felt / acted when you had it. Life experience, brother. You're right about that, too. I really did take for granted what I had. I'll tell you what, if I'm making 30 grand a month ever again in my life, I will never take that for granted. I don't think I really truly appreciated or understood how good I had it, man. I really could have set myself up for the rest of my life. I mean, think about this, guys. I should not have to work ever again. I mean, this position that I put myself into, whether it was by luck or by skill or by hard work or however you want to put it, you can think about it whatever way you want. You can just even say it's luck. Let's just say I was lucky and I was in the right place at the right time. I should still not be working right now. I should have fucking $2 million in my bank and I should be sitting doing nothing. God damn. But it's a life experience and I can't live the rest of my life regretting things. All I can do is say, well, that sucked and I don't want to go through that again. So let's just make sure it doesn't happen. What I want, man, is to make enough money to set up my kids someday. I really, really want a family, and I want my family to never have to struggle like I did. I want my family to be able to take money, opportunity, and turn it into something. You know, be able to chase their dreams, be able to make a difference in the world, not have to worry about money again. You're getting a reaction here on Palantir. I'm going to wait for the 5 minutes to close, but if it closes with any type of strong wick, I'm out. I would like to see this be the breakdown right here. If it's the breakdown, I'll stay in. If it closes near the bottom, I'll stay in. Position's up 10%. Gets up to like 15%. My stop is now 10. Chris Rivera, I was gambling in both. I was gambling in blackjack and I was gambling options. You fuck. Bob Saget. 2 minute 50 left on this. Nah, I don't want to find out. Take my small profit. 98 cents is what I filled at. I got in at 96, so I literally made $2 on that. That's nothing to write home about. If I got out at 10%, it would have been like an $8 or $9 profit. But I added $2 and I executed. It's kind of nice sometimes. Like sometimes you don't take trades solely for the sake of trying to make a whole bunch of money. You're just trying to teach yourself how to be disciplined and how to use your system the right way. Yeah, there we go. Small green. Nothing to write home about. But we ended the day. That's my last trade of the day for sure. End of the day up 3.24%, $31 green. Account is at $991.58. Hell yeah. Woo. Woo. Let's go. Now, if this candle ends up closing down by the bottom of the wick, I'm going to be annoyed again, but that's all right. You hoe. It is going to do that, isn't it? Oh, you bastard. Oh, you bastard. Don't do me like that. I very much agreed on the blockchains. I don't need $2 million to be happy, man. Honest to God, my goal now is get out of debt and put myself into a position where I don't feel stressed about money and my family never has to stress about money. If I can get there, I think I'll be happy. I'm already out of the position, by the way, Jet Geek. I'm not in it anymore. In at 98 cents with you, bro. I got out. I had my stop set and my take profit zone was if it gets a reaction at this trend line right here. So I got out. But I hope you make money on it, man. I really do. And I think you probably will, to be honest. SPY's breaking down right now. Tesla's breaking down right now. Palantir, if it gets underneath this trend line, is going to sell hard. So maybe I should have waited, but I just don't want to take losing trades, man. Less losing trades, more winning ones. Congrats on being clean and sober for 8 months, Lambo Kitten. Can we get some W's in the chat for that? To me, this is what's great about trading is there's a reason only 1% of people are profitable in it in the long term, and it's because it's fucking hard. And if you are a good trader, I can guarantee that you are disciplined in every other aspect of your life that's important. Because if you can practice disciplined trading, I can guarantee you can practice discipline in the gym. I can guarantee you can practice discipline with your family. I can guarantee you can practice discipline with your habits, keeping yourself clean, keeping your place clean. All of these things play in, right? Jack Geek, thanks for the $10, man. I appreciate you. You did good, sir. It was a good, I'm not mad, you know? I mean, I only made $2, so that's not anything crazy, but I did what I said I was going to do. If it breaks down here, that's all right. Volume did pick up on that candle, so I feel like you're going to break down. Volume picking up at the bottom of the trend line is typically a sign that sellers are stepping in here. Spank That Ask says, how long are you doing this series? Because I'm here. $2. Thank you, man. I plan on doing it indefinitely. This is my main account. So I'm going to see what I can do. I mean, maybe it just turns into 10. I mean, let me say this first. If I turn this $1,000 account into 10 grand, I'm taking profits out. Like I'm certainly taking some of it and putting it into the bank. Because I could do a lot with like, if I made 10 grand in this, I'm pulling out 8 and I'm getting my new HVAC and I'm starting over at 2. Or maybe I'll wait until it's at like 15 and then I'll get it to like 5, you know? The point being though, I have real problems in my life that I want to solve. Like I want to pay off my car so I can get $900 extra a month of income. And you might be thinking, how are you paying that much in your car bill, your car note? But I have a 3-year loan on it. My interest rate sucks because my credit sucks. So my payments are like $911 a month, $912 on a 2021 Honda Civic. I wish I didn't buy that car, hindsight 2020. I wish I just got a beater, but it is what it is. I'd like to pay off debts to other people. I'd like to pay off my debt to the IRS. I mean, there are just a lot of things that if I could pay off those debts, my life would be substantially different and easier. Like I would much rather alleviate $1,300 a month that I'm paying to the state than have 10 grand in my brokerage account. And I'm a long ways from that, you know, like, I need another $47,000 or $6,000 to pay off the state. But if I can pay that off, like let's say I get this account from 1K to 50K, then I'm probably pulling out 40 and I'm paying off the state. You know what I mean? I did buy a Tesla at one point. I don't have it anymore. I'll tell you what though, guys, I'm going to call it a day. I made my money. I can't take any more trades. We stuck around longer than I planned to. I usually get off at noon. I stuck around an extra 2 hours. I'm pretty happy. This was a good day. We made some money in the account. It wasn't like a slam dunk, go crazy kind of thing. $31, 3% green. But it's a start, man, and I'm happy. So I'm going to take it. I'm going to look at my trades, and I'm going to review them. I'll put up a video later today talking about every trade that I took. And we'll be back here tomorrow. Uncommon Sense, thanks for the 10, man. This is for the 90 MA tip. Added to my setup, and this is the final piece I needed for my setup. Already made good money. Appreciate you, man. Good to see you back. Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. The 90 MA is fantastic for trending moves. For anybody that didn't catch what I was saying, the 90 MA on a trending day like Netflix, this is a great example. You can just ride this thing. If you play 5-minute time frame and you're in calls and you are in a trending move, as long as you're above the 90 MA, there's no reason for you to exit your position. I would play that even today. Like if there was a trending move, if Tesla broke down, right, I actually got what I wanted right off the open and we just sold off, I would have just had the 90 MA on. I'd say, all right, I'm staying on my trade as long as we're below the 90 MA. The second it's back above the 90 MA, I'm out. But it only works for trending days, which means on a day like this where you're trading a range, like you're bouncing back and forth between two levels, it's not a whole lot of help to you. But trending days, which we've had a lot of, like the SPY here is another great example. Play the 90 MA on a trending move like this. The second it breaks underneath the 90 MA, take your profits and get out. If you played it that way, you played like, hey, fake out head and shoulders, like you invalidated this head and shoulders pattern, you entered right here on the invalidation, you would have made, if this was your entry at the very top and you got out right where the 90 MA breaks, that's a 0.5% move, with which a 1 DTE, you're making nearly 100%. I mean, that's fantastic. You're doing great. So that's all I got. Thanks for tuning into the stream today, guys. I feel like this was a good one. We had some good trades. It was the first, I'm not going to say substantial green day in the account, but it was the first moderate green day in the account. And there'll be more to come for sure. My goal for tomorrow is don't give back that profit, and let's try to add to it. Yeah, I suppose that's all I got. The Discord is up. That's the last thing I'm going to say. Drop a like on the way out. The Discord is pinned at the top of the chat. If you want to hop in it, it's free. It will stay free for the foreseeable future. The only way that I would ever charge for a Discord service is if that was my full-time job. But at the moment, it is not, and I don't see that changing in the near future. I do need the income that I make from my full-time job. So yeah, the Discord's free, and I don't see why it will be anything other than that. So, yeah, that's all I got, man. I'm done yapping. Drop a like on the way out. Subscribe if you like my shit. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, 9 a.m. Eastern. Be easy. Much love, light taps. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not going to do that again. Forget that part. Light taps in peace. Be easy.